Stand by for action.
Dodgeball time, everyone. God damn it, get in here, everyone. We got Desi here already. We got Flipshot here already. All right, my huge play button is ready, says Flipshot. Oh, that's right, man. They were giving me so much guff on Sunday, Flipshot. I don't know what the hell is going on this machine, but you know what? Keep those huge play buttons ready to rock, because there's going to be some goddamn huge plays tonight. All right, everyone. First on this program, we have a guest. And we're going to get to the guest real quick. I gotta get to the fire first. We're going quick tonight. We're not fricking around. I gotta get him here. You know him, you love him. It's Allyn Thomas. God damn it. All right, hold on one second. Now, wait just a second, everyone. Let's get to the fire first. What's up? What's up? I don't have a dodgeball today. I fricked up. They're all in my son's room. He's playing with them all day. He's gonna be a killer, everyone. He's gonna be a gunner. And he's just crazy for headshots. He'll literally be like, I wanna hit Dad in the face. Like, where did you pick this up? Jesus Christ. Speaking of headshots, we got a very special guest tonight. We got our friend Allyn Thomas now. I'm just gonna forget the fire. Guys, the fire's done. You know where we're going? Where we're going, we won't need roads, all right? Now, for some reason, right before the show, I opened up Photoshop. What the hell is wrong with me? Slipped my mind. All right, Allyn, we're getting there. I'm sorry, Allyn, 1 second. We have a very professional show here, as you can tell. All right, now let me actually get to this screen. This will make more sense when we get there. Allyn, unmute your microphone. God damn it! All right. We got our boy here, Allyn. Welcome in. Now let me turn the tunes up. What the hell's wrong with me? Goddamn tunes are loud as frick. There he is. All right, Allyn, welcome in. This is Allyn Thomas. A lot of people said we looked alike when we first started playing. That was funny. I didn't even recognize it. And then once I took the picture of us side by side, I should have put it up here on the screen, but I forgot. I'm like, you know what? Okay, that's the version with no haircut, and this is the haircut version. All right. All right, Allyn. Say hello, Allyn. Let's just hear that lovely voice.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Ready for some dodgeball?
Yeah, I'm goddamn ready, man. It's funny because Allyn, in an earlier episode, posted a link to an Elite game, and he's like, here, watch this rad. And I had no idea what I was looking at because I was still picturing it like our game. So for everyone that's watching that might not know, I come from an 8.25 foam community. It's localized entirely to BC, Canada, and Calgary. Basically, it's just really, it's a small community. That's big. It's a big, like, isolated community. But so watching your game, I'm trying to see it through our game, and I realized that's where you realize, like, we need to get me on the show so I can actually talk about elite. And so we made it happen. Boom. We made it happen. All right. So why don't you tell us a little bit about elite, Allyn? What is elite? What kind of ball type do they use? Yeah, I guess just give us a quick breakdown on elite.
So to start back from the beginning, Elite Dodgeball was the people's replacement to the National Dodgeball League. They weren't happy with the way it was being run, so Mark Acom started his own thing, and it ran for a long time. It actually was its final season, a full season thing in 2019. But the general idea of it was, once it was fully formed, was that each division, north, south, or each region, north, south, east, and west, would get 3 rounds. And then there would be a nationals where all of them would meet up to play against each other. So that meant, if we were in the West where we were in Portland, we had to travel to 3 times, usually California, Arizona, sometimes Vegas, a couple times. One time it was here in Portland, actually, and we would play in those 3 rounds. And then our seeding in those tournaments would help us with seeding in nationals. For the entire time we played, there was Open 8.5. Which was the top tier division, was what everyone went for, at least for us guys. There was women's no sting.
And just for people that don't know, what is no sting? Just for people that don't know.
No sting is, if you've ever seen 7-inch foam, it's like a same size ball, but it's a squishy, like thin skinned rubber. So a little more malleable, generally a little more squishy. The no sting is a misnomer. It definitely can sting.
Yeah.
And they can fly pretty hard, and a lot of people can curve them pretty good. But they're a little more inconsistent than, say, like your foam or your rubber 8.5 ball.
Okay, perfect. Now continue. Sorry, I just needed to get that for the people that might not know.
So in addition to Open 8.5 and Women's No Sting, there was also, for most of those years we played, there was 8.5 co-ed. So that was generally 4 guys, 2 girls, co-ed.
Okay.
And then in the last season of it, they switched that to co-ed No Sting, and they added Open No Sting and Women's Foam. So there'd be 2 division for Open and Women's, and then 1 co-ed division where they came together.
Okay, one quick question. Is there no division now for women playing 8.5-inch rubber?
The only one that existed was co-ed. There was originally in Elite, they had women's 8.5, but I think they found that it wasn't cohesive to the game. There's some women who can throw it really well, but on an average, they don't tend to be able to throw that as well as they can throw a no sting or a 7-inch foam.
Yeah, it really does come down to like hand size at that point, and I don't even know how you can throw it because we have similar size hands. So you said you were working those guitar grippers out just to be able to throw the ball. Okay, so for those that are wondering exactly what this ball is, this is the California kickball ball you had in like elementary school. This is the one that would hit you in the face and go poont, like the super hard ones. And so you can definitely take this one off the domer. Tyndarios! Oh my god, he's just getting horned up. So this is the big boy one. You'd come back from a tournament playing 8.5-inch and you'd have bruises all over yourself. It really did look like you got into I say after dodgeball, it feels like you were in a prison cell fight. After 8.5-inch dodgeball, you look like you were in a prison cell fight. Like, why do I have a bruise here? That doesn't make sense. I know when our girls came down, because our girls all play with shorts. They're all like shorts. Shorts, let's go. And they all came up or down to play in the Seattle Classic, which was where I met you actually. And I just know they were getting smacked in the legs pretty good because I noticed every girl who's local here is wearing leggings. Every single one. Like none of them are wearing shorts. Lessons learned, all right?
Yeah,
all right, so
SDL here for the beers was the first one. I think that was before you came down.
Oh, really?
And then you came down the year after that. I think they brought down a team that was the very wreck the very first time, and I definitely felt bad for those folks coming into the Seattle Classic having never played 8.5. And the Classic's it's the most competitive tournament that happens in the Northwest every year.
Oh wow!
So that was a wolf's den they walked into there.
Tyndarios is in the chat. He's just saying, hey, what's this video about? Tyndarios, every Tuesday we talk about dodgeball. There's so much dodgeball footage out there that I realized I got to start playing it and commentating on it and doing analysis for it. So I usually do that for my local leagues, but we got a guest here, Allyn Thomas. Now he plays from Portland, which is kind of close geographically to where I am, but he's in the States. I'm a Canadian. So this is probably, Allyn, would you say this is the biggest dodgeball community in the States? Is it elite, would you say?
Yeah, if you took all of Elite as one community, it's not even close.
Okay.
Elite and what's now USA Dodgeball is sort of Elite cultivated the grounds for USA Dodgeball to be formed, in a way. And so that is, yeah, tons of players from all over. Almost every state has a player represented, and states like California have, you know, 15 teams, 20 teams if you count open and women's.
Yeah, wow. Okay, so let me just to further hammer it home for the people at home, I just want to ask you a couple questions about yourself so that we know who we're dealing with. Who the frick we're dealing with right now. I just need to know, how long have you been playing dodgeball? I've never asked you this.
So I started back when I was a teenager. There was a league here called Recess Time, and my dad started playing. He's like, "This sounds like fun. I'm gonna sign up." And he went and played, and he's like, "You should just come. We'll lie about your age, and you can play on my team." So I started playing. I think the first time I ever went and played, I was 15, and then I played pretty regularly through 18, and then there was a couple years where I didn't play too much, and then when I was about 22, 23, I started playing again, like really intense. And then at about 7-8 years ago, so I would have been 25, I started to get picked up to competitive teams, and sort of people saw that I had athleticism, and if I was taught to play a little better, I would be a good player.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, I'm just kind of also curious, in your own words, if you had to describe the type of player you are, just so people at home know who we're dealing with here, what would you describe yourself as, like, in terms of like the type of player on the court?
I'm sort of a utility man kind of player. Like if in baseball you would say like the player who can field, who's fast, they can run the base paths, they can hit. It's like a 5-tool player, and they can play a lot of positions. That's definitely me. I'm a 5-tool dodgeball player. I'm very cerebral about the game, maybe in ways that not every other player is, and I tend to try to slow it down so that I can find spots to insert myself where I can make a big difference.
That's perfect. That's exactly how I would describe it. You're a glue player. You're gluing that team together. All right, so we're getting close here to being able to watch some of this here. This is your team, the Rain Bros, right? This is a Portland mainstay team here, making some big waves now. So where was this tournament being held?
This was in Southern California, between LA and San Diego, in May of 2019 at, I want to say it was a college there, but I can't remember, like Long Beach State or something like that.
Okay, yeah, I just needed to know like what town it was held in. So one of the best things about dodgeball that I learned when the Seattle guys started coming up and playing here was like, when you travel to a new town to play dodgeball, that is the funnest thing ever, because you see new angles, you see different players. It's just it's a much more intense, it's visceral, it's fun, it's more fun. So I wanted everyone at home to know you're not at the home. This isn't your home court. You traveled here. All right, I dig it. All right, why don't we dive in now? Allyn's going to be the bulk of the commentary here, and I'll just poke him with some questions if I have it. But yeah, Allyn, this is a good vehicle here to show some Elite to a lot of people who may never have seen it, and maybe some people that do know it. They'll maybe learn a thing or two. Let's start her up. Let's get crazy.
All right, let's jump on in here. So this is our round 1 match against Gridlock. Gridlock is a mainstay of Elite. They've been around for the whole time. They're a solid team. But here we go off the rush. So in our rush, the ball doesn't have to reach the back.
Right.
It just has to be checked behind what you can see is like the baseline, this blue tape here.
Okay, right.
Throw lines are about 20 feet. So there's a neutral zone that's 10 feet, 5 feet on each side of the center. And you're throwing from about 20 feet if you come all the way up to the line, as you see they are there. So there you can see we got a catch. So one thing you're looking for here, it's not like your league where every ball is individually counted, and so every player holding a ball is going to eventually have to throw. In the case here, the throw is one side or the other. So you'll notice there's 6 balls. One of them here is a different color. The guy on the far side there is holding the purple ball. We've all got green, and there's one more green on their right. So that, if you imagine that purple ball is worth 1.5, and every other ball is worth 1. So the side with the higher number has to throw. In the case of it being even, that purple ball breaks the tie, and that means that team has the shot clock, a 10-second count before they have to get below, have less count than the other team. So if it's 3 to 3.5, they have to go down to 2 or 2.5.
Right, and I just real quick, we'll probably touch on this as we go, but the fact that it's called a burden ball, it's very indicative of the team that is forced to throw has the burden. So it's almost like a detriment, and that's the stuff that I think is the most fascinating about the way you guys have been seeing the game. And when you come up and play our game, just the fundamental difference in mental, like who's got to throw, you know, like it's very different. So I love that aspect of it. So yeah, I'll pick your brain about that as we go for sure.
Yeah, and who has to throw, but also that throwing isn't necessarily always the advantage. So
Right.
here you go. With the 4 greens is the most advantageous position that we just had there. You saw we threw 1, and then I was able to pick up another player, and now we have 3 without the burden.
Mm-hmm.
This is the best defensive position. At this point, we have as many balls as they have, but they have to throw, which means they're going to have to gain ground on the court to get a good throw off, and we can put a bunch of pressure on them. So you can see
they're going to have to throw a ball. You guys are just waiting for them to throw one, right?
Exactly.
And you guys have the line, so they're not going to be able to hit you from their back foot. I get it.
Yeah, exactly. So here we are with big 3. That's what I call it. So big 3 is the 3.5, 2 plus the burden. And now we've taken a bunch of them out. I think they're down to 2 players. So at this point, we're just pressuring them, trying to get them to give us another ball.
Is it still on them? That was on them to throw?
That was on us there.
Okay.
We've had the burden on our right side, and he took the dump at the last second.
Oh, so
he didn't give us the ball.
You guys gave them the burden ball so that they'll have to throw on this one?
Exactly. So now we've got 2, and they've got 4, but there's only 2 of them. So having 4 is not as big advantage when you can't throw, can't confidently make 2 or 3 throws there. So they're going to talk. What I would do here is come up and throw 1. It would just be the burden because you don't want to give us 4.
Yeah.
If 5 or 6 of us in, we're going to light you up. So he throws 1, and
big catch.
He throws a catch. And now this other poor guy is just like, he manages to survive. Sean's out.
Sean goes over the line?
He goes over the line on purpose, trying to get extra power on his throw.
Oh.
Basically a soft flight kill kind of thing.
Oh, right. That makes sense. Okay, well, why don't we explain the flight kill just for people that don't know what the hell just happened? So
okay.
flight kill.
There's
Explain flight kill.
Coming up later, so you'll get to see an example of it.
Okay.
The flight kill is a leap over the line and throw while in midair. So your throw is legal as long as you throw before you touch the other side. So what Sean did is he put his lead foot all the way at the line and let his follow-through foot carry over, so he got the full follow-through. Because his other foot landed on the line after he threw, he was then out, but his throw was still good. And a flight kill is generally like flying through the air, you know, kind of like if you were to imagine a Dodgeball logo, that was probably what you would logo, is that person flying through the air about to slam the ball on someone.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got me with the burden there. I'm on the top left. I'm our farthest left, and then we got 2 non-burdens. So what we're doing here, again, is trying to get him to give us a ball so we can throw more at him. We're a very, what's the word? We're very specific about how we want to end the game. We don't want to throw 2 when we have 3 and throw a catch and then give them ball majority when their person comes in. So we're going to try to drag this game out and get ourselves in the best position possible. So here we go again. We've got the big 3. We're going to call it. I'm going to try to get him to give us a ball. And Brandon fumbles the ball.
Oopsie doodle.
Oh, it's on them. All right, so this is a good situation here. He came too far up, so I want to make sure this rewind hits the right spot. Yep, there it is. So he comes too far up, and at this point, with 2 of us with balls in hand, he can't hit both of us. As soon as he throws, we're going at him.
Yeah, I see. I forget his name. Number 9. Koiv. Yeah, I could see him itching for it as soon as that guy got close. Okay. So that's when you guys you probably have like an agreed upon. If he's in danger, if he's gonna push it that far, then we swarm him, right? Like something like that.
Yeah, go right at him. All right, so just a little more information on these teams here. This is Gridlock. You can see him a little closer now. Foley here played with them at a few rounds. He has been on Team USA Foam at different times. Definitely considered one of the better players in the country. I would say top 30, top 50 pretty easily.
All right.
Their third in here is Marcus with the headband and the hair. Very competent player, very good thrower. And then their other corner, you can see him on the far side, dark hair and facial hair. That is, I believe his name's Brody. He is also a very good, and I would say very underrated player. He's a really big for this team. So not a slouch team we're playing against, but we got matched up with them early on. To run down our team a little bit, I'll
Right.
wait until we're on this left side again
Okay.
so you can see us a little better.
All right, fair enough.
So off the rush, you're going to see their side has the burden. Generally, what's going to happen is that burden ball is going to get tossed to someone, and they're going to try to get a throw quick off. That's what we do. Other teams will back up. Miles Brody, thank you, Nick. Thank you, chat, for that. Appreciate it. They will probably come back and try to call a play.
All right, and also, just one for me. When do you decide what team starts with a burden ball on the opening rush?
Opposite games. There's like a draw for it prior to the match, and then it switches.
Oh, damn. Took the guy out with the burden.
Yep, so he had to throw. It was pretty obvious. He didn't have to throw, but it was too obvious that that's what was happening. So Sean takes the counter, gets him out. We get the ricochet. We get that ball back, and he threw, so we got that ball from him, which puts us in a great position. Now we've got what we call Big Four, 3 balls, and the burden. So now Sean's taking a throw. He's going to get an out there, and we get the rebound as well. So we're going to get... Did we not get the rebound?
Yeah, I think Ricky's going to get it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they get it back. Okay.
This is a courtesy thing that most teams do. If the ball goes out of bounds on the one team side and is irretrievable, you'll give it back to the team whose side it went out on. So that's a courtesy thing. So now look again. They've got 3, but we'll see if they make it too obvious who's throwing. They did.
Throws a catch.
Him. So the difference between what they do, you'll see they just kind of went up there and threw. There wasn't a setup. There wasn't a fake. There wasn't like any kind of real synchronization. Watch next time we come up to the line and how that plays out. So it's going to be on them. They're in an all right position here with 4 balls. Actually, yeah, 4 balls. We'll probably see the guy holding 2 throw. Well, in this case, the middle threw. Okay, so they think it was a ricochet into a catch. It was not. The eventual call is that it was an out, so he's going to be safe.
Oh, okay.
So now you'll see how our teamwork really comes into play, that we are not just going up there and throwing. There will be quite a few things that happen before we throw. Well, that time maybe not, but I got the out, so watch for it next time, I'll try to pause it and point it out. So look for their top throw here with the burden.
Like, how obvious is it that the burden guy is going to throw every time? Because it seems like it's always the burden guy.
In that case, when they have 4, if they throw a non-burden, they have to throw again, right? Because 4.5 minus 1 is still 3.5. They're still going to have to go.
If you throw one ball that's not the burden ball, does your 10 seconds start over again?
No, so that would be WDBF. Right? Every ball resets the count.
Wow.
In this case, that 4.5, 3.5, whatever you're at, you have to go under the majority essentially. So if there's 7.5 as majority, you have to be under the majority.
Wow. Okay, that's big time different then.
All right, let's go here. So watch the fakes.
Yes.
We're gonna try to set it up. Not give them a chance. See, he gives up his ball. That's exactly what we're waiting for. Now we have a great position. We're going to have 4 balls after they throw next, and they're going to have less balls to defend with.
Okay,
Sean's trying to keep him from being able to pick up his ball.
I like that play. That's a good play.
So he has to take a quick throw. They can't get the court back. It's a low percentage throw. And now we've got 4, which is a good chance for us to throw a double if that's what we want to do. So we come together, call the play. Again, look for the coordination. Everyone knows what's going to happen next. There's probably going to be a fake, or there's going to be a misdirection. So Sean throws the cross, I throw low and get him in the knee.
And for everyone wondering, we don't have access to the nudging feature from YouTube right now, so Alan's got to do this with just a mouse and clicking on the bar.
So a few less rewinds than normal, but also this is not... I'm going to see if I can get a clean rewind here. Yep, there it is. Okay, good.
Okay, good.
So here we go. You're going to watch me. I'm going to hit him in the knee. Sean's going to throw the cross. But look at our 2 players with the ball. The 2 in the middle here, purple, and then the face covering there. Look at what they do after. This is why 8.5 is such a more defensive game. So they keep that ball, and now it's their job to cover. Anything that happens after, they have to react to. So it's not just the throwers who are doing things in this case. Those defensive players with balls, they also have responsibilities as well. They gave us another ball there, which is something I would not recommend doing,
Mm-hmm.
which gives us 4 again. At this point, we basically have free reign to tee off on this guy, and watch for a flight kill. I think there's one coming here from the middle. Ooh, look at that. Oh, I got him paused too early. So he launches from that line, and this guy is just done. Nothing you can really do about that.
How come you think they kept throwing when they didn't have to there? Like, there was a couple times where you guys had the burden to throw, but they still gave you an extra ball. Was that just the pressure getting to them?
So that, just for philosophy's sake, I'll pause it here. Just for philosophy's sake, the reason I think 8.5 is so good is not because of the ball. It's not because of the game so much, but 8.5 does have more fear to it than any other game. And that stress situation, like, everyone can make the right decision in a zero stress situation, like, especially if you're practicing and you're learning. But once you get into a stress situation, making the right decision becomes harder and harder. And so the fear of, like, there's 6 guys over there, or 5 guys, like, if I can just hit one out, then this will be a little easier.
Yeah.
That thought process isn't always right. In fact, in his case there, it definitely wasn't right. Him hitting one of us out was not worth giving us another ball. We had 5 players. 4 players can still throw all those balls.
So it's a good time to run down your teammates in, because Sean here, would you say possibly the hardest thrower in the gym right now?
Well, Ketchum was not at this tournament, so he's top 3.
Top 3 throwers. And it's
but
rare.
Brandon is in that group too. So
is he?
We have
okay.
2 of them.
You got 2 hard throwers, and
they're both top 5 in the West, and probably top 3 at this tournament.
Okay, so, and for those that are wondering, the gunners are fewer and farther between in 8.5 inch, I find, because you do need to have like a certain banana fingers will do you pretty good, and Sean's got some banana fingers, but it's rarer to find someone who can really whip these like a true whip. That's what I found anyways. There's less gunners in a gym at any given point, so if you have a gunner on your team, that's a huge factor.
It's very important to 8.5 because of how much more of a catching game it is than like 7-inch foam, or especially no sting. And even your guys' game, there's catching, but it's a very offensive oriented game, whereas this is much more of a balanced game. Even a hard thrower who throws a relatively bad throw is looking at a good percentage chance of being caught. All right, so we're about to start game 3. We're up 2-0 right now. Just to give you a little rundown, our team closest to us in the black and white shoes here, we've got Sean. Sean, as you talked about, huge thrower. He got a lot better this season at staying alive on the corner, which is really important. And he's a good all-around player, not a great catcher, but is as underrated at catching. He can definitely get streaky and catch some balls. To his left is Koiv. Koiv is similar to me in that he's a very all-around player. He can kind of do whatever you need him to do. I'd say Koiv's a better catcher than I am, but I'm a better thrower than Koiv. And this was actually, though, probably one of the best tournaments I've ever seen him play. He played so well, and was the reason we made it to what will eventually be the finals was very much due to Koiv playing as well as he did this day.
Okay.
Next up in the white shoes, standing in the middle there, is our captain, Ricky. Pretty much responsible for bringing the team together, in a lot of ways. Backwards hat to his left is Greg. Then you can't see Brandon, but we talked about him earlier with the face mask on. He just did the flight kill. Reeve is bent over here. Ultimate glue guy, does whatever you ask him to do, never complains. An extremely good catcher and a very good last player. And then you've got me playing the opposite corner. I generally call the plays, and a lot of misdirection and sneaky stuff. That's what I'm probably known for, is the sneaky stuff. All right, game 3. So I would expect that Sean is going to throw that burden based on where it's set up. So watch for that first throw. Nope, he dumps it to me, and I take the first throw.
It bounces, right? That one bounced?
Yeah, it looks like I got a bounce there. So they are starting off in the advantageous positions. They started with the 3 greens, which means we have to throw first and go down to 2 balls, and they're going to go back at us. Expect this purple ball to be thrown.
Okay.
They threw 2, and one of them was a catch by Koiv here. 9, you see him pull that ball out. One of the really important things that I think people don't necessarily learn, and I learned early, was you're not throwing to hit people, you're throwing to get them out. And that may sound like counterintuitive. Sometimes you have to hit them. Most of the time you have to hit them to get them out. But you don't have to hit them in the chest. And actually, you don't always even have to hit them. Your throw, especially in a group throw, can just be to draw their attention so that the other throw is a lower percentage catch, higher percentage hit. So what happens a lot of times is people line up, they throw their hardest throw, they throw it right into people's stomachs, right above their knees when they're kneeling on the ground. And those are catches, like especially in 8.5, all of us can catch that throw from the hardest thrower at least a decent percentage of the time. And if you're not the hardest thrower, that only goes up. So his throw was, I think, meant to be a group throw, and the other guy missed, and his throw landed right on Koiv's lap, so he pulled out the catch.
One other quick thing. You guys have a net or a curtain on one side and a wall on the other. Does that become a factor for rebounds? Does that cause issues?
I'm sure you'll see, welcome to the chat, Sean. I'm sure you'll see Sean. He's pretty well known for just launching the ball 20 feet off the wall just to get a rebound when we need a reset or to scare someone or sky mail, whatever, whenever he thinks it's necessary, you'll just go and chuck one. So the other problem with what they did there, throwing two balls, is now they gave up that ball advantage. So we talked about the 3 green ball being a big defensive advantage. They've given that up. They've given that to us. We now have to throw only 1 ball each time, and we can keep that defensive advantage as long as you want. So a big part of successful teams in Elite was being able to throw 1 ball and get a high percentage of outs. And so shopping at the Sky Mall, exactly. So you'll see that that's why having players like Sean and Brandon who are arms is really important, and being able to get outs even without the hardest throw, which is something Koiv and I do really regularly. So we're going to call it here. Brandon, expect him to throw out of the middle. He throws, and then there's a couple things that happen there. He throws, their corner steps too far up, and I take his foot out. So I gave up our ball advantage quickly, but it was to get out there arguably best player.
Okay.
Something happened here. Someone went over the line, so I don't want to rewind to look at it. Koiv went over the line, and in that got one of their players out. And so I'm stopping the game right now to tell them that their players should be back in.
Very honorable.
You know me.
Yeah. You guys handled yourself very well at TOC, and I like Koiv going over there to chat with him.
Yeah, he's trying to tell him the same thing. You need to stay in.
You need to get back on the court. It's the Bushido code, says Desi Button in chat.
Exactly. So we've gone down to 1 ball. You'll see our guy Reeve there. I talked about him. He is just basically up there, sort of, not necessarily as a sacrificial lamb, stay alive, but he's the player we would most be okay with losing right now. And so we give him that ball, let him try to create some havoc, and try to keep them from getting a good group throw off at Sean or Brandon or I.
Yeah, we have a similar thing when we're playing 7-inch. We call it going fishing. You're just trying to get them to throw some balls.
He ends up getting out, and Ricky gets hit out in it, but Brandon makes a catch out of it. So it at least screwed them up enough that they threw 3 balls, but they threw them at 3 different people. So 1 turned into a catch, 2 turned into an out. So we only lose 1 player, and we take out one of their players, and we gained the ball advantage back. So huge play by Reeve in a defensive effort there, and now we're back with the advantage, and you're going to look for Sean to throw here from our right.
Ooh, a little crisscross.
Yeah, did not get it, though. We did get a ball back, so we're now in a defensive position. Something happened to the bird, and I just gave it back to them. With 2 balls, they're going to pick them up. And so here, what I would do is I would only throw 1. If I'm them, you've got to figure out how to get an out or 2 without giving us 4 balls while we have 4 players. 4 balls when we still have 4 players is a huge advantage against 2. That means we're going to take a player out with a double or triple. And he leaves himself still out. Sean takes what you know as a trade.
The trade.
So Sean throws and hits him. He hits Sean. That's not a bad move there. We have more players. We can afford those trades, even if it is for Sean. So now this guy's all alone. We've got a big ball advantage with 4. We're going to get our play call off. Expect to see a fake or 2. Fake. And now we're all going. Brandon tried to flight. See, flight killed again. I love the flight kill against final player. I'm actually fairly certain I invented it. I didn't see anyone doing it when I started doing it.
Yeah.
But I would do it way early, and my ball wouldn't even be meant to hit them. I was basically just jumping into their face. So that all the other balls came through and they were focused on me. My ball hitting them was not relevant. As the final player, my goal was just to eliminate final player catches, and it worked pretty well.
I think when SDL came to the Classic, we were the only team doing double flight kills. Let's get as many double eagles, and we were just like, let's go.
Yeah, you don't get to do it where you're from. You got to bust them out.
But the Classic also said if you make the hit, you get to go back in.
Yes, so that used to be the rule in Elite as well. It no longer is. Now, if you get the hit, you're out either way.
Seems kind of like a silly rule. Like, to go back in, it's like, I see why you don't get to go back in.
Yeah, I got that it was like kind of incongruent to the rest of the rules, but it really devalued it. The only place to use it now is end of the game. So again, we go up with one ball, the bird, and you saw me throw it there, and I took out Marcus, one of their top throwers. If you can get the one out there, you're going to be in a good position all the time. I think he thinks he should have caught me.
He's not too happy with his performance.
So here we go, set up again, 4 balls. Expect Brandon to throw. Watch for, if Brandon waits long enough, the goal is that me and Sean will throw out a good fake, and then Brandon will immediately follow that and throw at movement. So one of their guys that leaves his feet or steps to the side, Brandon's going to throw at that movement to try to get the off-balance guy. This is a bad play by Foley, in my opinion. Let's see if I can get a good rewind here. So Foley's on the corner. We've just thrown. They're going to have to throw next, and Foley takes a very deep counter. Let's go back from their corner. Here it is. So you're going to watch him throw at Sean after we throw. And he's just going to leave them on the back line. Like, they're not going to be able to get off the back line. They're not behind in this game. It's 5 players to 6. But he takes what's kind of a desperation counter throw where Sean's nowhere near anything. He's throwing it like a 30-foot throw to Sean right here. There's no way he's going to get Sean out. And he basically gives up a player. I'm able to get a misdirection throw across court for an out at their only guy with the ball. And we've still got the 3-ball advantage.
Yeah, it seems like a big thing for them would have to be to get that big 4, like you were talking about. Like, if they could get that, then they could try and drip feed you guys, but you're drip feeding them really well, and that throwing one away like that is not going to help them at all.
So here's an example of why throwing 2 in a 3-ball situation is a terrible idea. Let's
flying in.
Get the rewind right here. Oh, okay, that didn't get a rewind. That was a brutal hit. Coming soon. All right, we're going to have to wait about 5 seconds through it. So in this defensive position with 2 balls, or when you have 3 on offense, you're very vulnerable after throwing. If the other team has as many balls as you do, you getting a good throw off is much less likely, and you have to be very careful on the defense. So what they're about to do right here is go up. The purple burden ball is going to be thrown. The middle guy is going to throw also, and it leaves their top guy completely exposed. Like, basically, he has no chance of surviving this. I'm throwing. He can't even see me. He tries to throw at Sean to protect himself. I hit him in the butt, which should never happen. Then their other guy is left completely uncovered, and he gets flight killed. And then now it's 1 guy left against, I think we've still got 4. So that whole exchange went from 4 players against 5 and turned into very quickly 1 against 4 because of 2 bad decisions, 1 ball thrown away on defense, and then 2 balls thrown when they only had 3. Looks like they must have made a catch that I missed, and I got that guy out. And now this guy's final.
This is their gunner?
This is their gunner, a very good player. And he's got 5 balls, so he's going to get a chance at someone. But he ends up just taking a dump, and then he has to dump that ball. But because he didn't pick up the burn ball, he also still needs to throw 1 more ball.
Yikes, yeah, that's bad.
Not good. Sean takes a good counter throw there. It gives him another chance, but we still are going to have ball advantage either way.
So in that situation, if he could have picked up the burden ball right away and thrown that one to you guys, that would have been his best play. Nice catch.
Yeah, he makes a great catch, I think, on me here. and then Sean hits him while he's out of bounds. So normally in our league, if you catch, you get 2 points of contact and you fall out. You can still reestablish yourself in bounds and be in, but if you're hit or make a block or make any play while you're out, you are then out for good.
Okay.
So he catches it, falls out of bounds. He would have been live. Sean hits him to kill him off, and now I'm out on the catch, and now it's 3-on-1. Maybe 2-on-1.
So he's going to throw the goddamn burden ball here.
I sure hope so. I hope he keeps the little 3 advantage. Although against 2 players, the equation there's a little different. If you give 4 balls to 2 players, it's not as bad as giving 4 to 3 or especially 4 to 4. If you give 4 balls to 4 players against 1, you're in trouble. Sean gets him with a good low throw there, and he can't drop and get under it.
And that's Reeve was just in front of him, closer to him. We do a similar strategy here where the guy closest to you is the one giving you the eyeball. You know, he's giving you the most pressure, and then Sean just scoots it in while you're trying to pay attention. I like that play. Well done.
So that's the match. We took him down 4-0. This is single elimination, so this was the end of their tournament.
Damn, you travel all the way there, and then you get sent packing.
Let me get our second match here.
All right, I also forgot I can pause the screen too. I keep waiting for you to do it, but then I'm like, that also screws it up. Like, I'm like, Allyn, pause it. All right, well, I'll pause it next time I have a hot question. All right, do I need to do a different link? Is that the way it works?
Nope, it'll be the same link.
All right, nice. We're using... Technology has evolved to a point where Allyn and I can watch the same screen and have control over the same screen. It's out of control. All right, now give us the breakdown. Who are we playing now?
So next up is Thieves. Thieves was a new team this season that came out of Tutha. If you remember, if you've followed Dodgeball and you know about all the different Dodgeballs, in America we had, and actually I think there was a couple other countries that did it as well. We had the Ultimate Dodgeball Championship, which was on trampolines, if you can believe it. Trampoline dodgeball with no sting balls. This was the team that won the Ultimate Dodgeball Championship in 2018, a good chunk of them.
Wow.
They split off a couple guys, and they made a new team that was called Tutha. Tutha was the old one. This is Thieves. So Thieves in black and white here. They had sharp jerseys. Nearest to us, you have Glenn Spachers. He is a USA player. He's played on the USA team at least once, I think twice. Very solid player. He's from the North originally, big pinch 8.5 player, and 8.5 I would say is his best ball, even though he's very good at any of them. Carmona's next. Then you have Davey bent over there. Xander is next. Xander is an arm, although if my memory serves her correctly, he was hurt during this tournament. His arm, there was something wrong with it. You won't see him throw too much, but he's another guy who's like us, who's not a big guy, and he gets the most out of his arm. He gets a lot out of what physical ability he has. Then you have another Allyn there in the hat, and then furthest from us, you can't see him very well. You can see his hand there, and he's looking the other way. You have Mcgee, Mikey. He is consensusly figured one of the top 5, top 10 players in the U.S. Very, very dominant thrower, extremely good athlete. He should be playing a different sport, in my opinion. Not dodgeball. We don't need freak athletes like that in our dodgeball. But one thing you're going to see is a mistake we make here, and it's coming up real soon. Our game plan going into this game was basically for me to not throw. I need to keep my ball to basically hold Mikey the whole game.
Okay.
We talked about it. I said it right before. I was like, hey, this is the way we're going to beat this team. I'm going to not throw. I'm going to pass that burden ball down every time. And Sean and Coiv and Brandon, it's on you to take their guys out. And eventually we'll deal with Mikey when we have to. Or if he makes a mistake, I'll pick him off. I told Mikey when I talked to him after this match that had they just lined him up and had him throw at me every time, they would have won this match. He would have hit me over 50% of the time and took me out of the game, and then our next person who would have been there to hold him wouldn't have been able to do it as well as I did. But
okay, I'm excited to see how you hold him back then. This is going to be cool.
In this first match, they're going to throw at us, and then I'm going to totally ignore all of that great advice I had for myself, and I'm going to throw... And it's going to leave Greg, our guy in the middle there with the yellow ball, completely defenseless. And he's going to have no choice but to get hit.
Yeah, here you are with the burden ball.
You can see the swing on his arm when he goes up there and pumps that ball. It is gross. You hit, like, everyone has a pump fake, and you know, not everyone's are great. And some people, their pump fake is good, but it doesn't look like their throw. His pump fake looks exactly like his throw. I cannot tell the difference.
Yeah, I don't know how he's even able to swing the ball in front like that. These balls are not easy to grip.
So we end up throwing 2. We get 1 back that they threw on a counter. We get an out there. So we're not in a terrible position here. It's 4 against 5, and we've got the ball advantage, but it's their throw now. So look for the middle. Nope, throw from the right. Misses. So they're doing something that's more like what we would do. We would throw the non-burden ball at times, but there is disadvantages to that. So now you'll notice all 4 balls we have are yellow. That means whatever ball we throw relinquishes our burden. So you cannot tell as long as we hide it well. You can't tell which of us is going to throw.
That's why it's good. Okay, so for those that are wondering here, I'll just pause and I'll explain that. All right, so if they got... Oh, I guess I can't pause it. I can't pause it, Allyn. All right, the hell with it.
No.
It's all Allyn all the time. But that was the first time it ever made sense to me, Allyn. The way you just explained that. That's the first time that you truly don't know which of the 4 players is going to throw at you. So it's the most deceptive throw position you can be in.
Exactly. And you see we got an out of it. And even in this game where we started poorly and we went down a player, we lost because of it. We're still at 4-4 now with ball advantage.
And again, you got 4. They don't know which one's coming.
Exactly. They throw one early. He gets Sean out, which is a dangerous play. But in this case, it worked. He did get Sean, which was a big out at that point of the game. And now it's 3-4. No.
You got to work on that core strength, Allyn.
Yeah, I fell out of bounds. Like I said, that guy's throw is...
Yeah, Mike's got a hard throw, right?
Not tell what it's going to be. If it's going to be a fake or a throw. And he got me off balance. So Clive hits him on the cross, but he is uncovered, so Glenn takes the right throw there to get the counter. And now it's Reeve against 3. You notice he will do the right thing. He'll do his best to always keep these 3 balls on his side. They're going to throw 2 at him, so he can probably throw 1 counter as long as he throws it pretty late in the count. And they will not just dump the burden and wait. They will throw 2 every time. But he now can throw 2 at them, and they only have 1 ball for defense. So this is the final player. This is a position I love being in. Reeve doesn't quite have the arm as I do. He's a very good survivor, and he's a very good catcher. But in this position, I would be looking to throw at the guy with the ball and get him out. I would trust that my throw has a good chance of getting through his block.
Would you square up with him, or would you go for a cross court like that?
I'd square right up to him, because he's the only person with the ball. Reeve gets hit under his block there.
All right.
Down a game. It's a 7-game series, best of 7, so you got to win 4 to get it. So we're not upset down a game. It used to be double elimination best of 3s. You lose that first game, and you're kind of pressing like that. Now 1 more game, and you're either going to the loser bracket, or if you're there already, you're out. So 1 game in a best of 7, not nearly as big of a deal. As you're walking back, I told the team, hey, I know what we did wrong there. I threw. Oops. So we don't make that mistake again at that point, at that early in a game. We wait until the right time. So it's on them now to throw first, to look for them to quick toss that burden ball. Probably, nope, they don't toss it. So now, oh, this is a very bad choice.
Ooh.
He throws what's probably a 40-foot throw at 4 people who are looking only at him, and the one he throws at catches him. He makes our job a lot easier right there, and you can see him turning to his team saying, my bad, guys. You can see a very good angle of Brandon's unorthodox, insanely hard throw.
It is hard, actually, now that I'm watching it. He's launching those things.
Our first test of adversity here comes, you'll notice, watch for Brandon shaking his arm after a couple of these throws. So he has to make a kind of awkward dodge there. we're just loading him up. We're like, hey, you're hitting people. Keep going. Take
Yeah.
the ball. Keep throwing. He throws that one kind of underhand. Now you notice his arm is stiff. He's holding it.
Jeez, that's no good.
He actually, something in his, like below his arm, but above his oblique, he tears it there. Ricky makes a catch, and we like to turn catches into offense. So you'll see as soon as he makes that catch, he just sprints forward, runs right at the whole other team to try to make something happen. But we're in a very advantageous, we throw a cross there, I throw right, Sean throws left, 2 singles.
I like that play, the crisscross.
Them having 4 is not very dangerous when they only have 2 players. If they throw 2 back at us, we're going to throw 2 back at them. If you say you get an out almost every time you throw 2, we're going to win the game first.
Oh, they got a good volley there. Both of you guys got taken out.
They picked me, and I think it ricochets into Reed.
Oh, is that what happened? Okay. Yeah, so ricochet kills. If it hits Allyn first, for those that are wondering, and then hits his teammate, both of them are out.
So Brandon's still trying to throw there, but you see him walk off the court now. He is not feeling good. He does get the out, though, and now it's a 3-on-1. So back to the ricochets, live balls. So we call a live ball any ball that hasn't hit a dead object.
Right.
So the floor, someone on the outline, another dying ball. So like if a ball is in the air and it hits another ball, those balls would both die. But otherwise, a ball that hits a blocker or hits a player can hit as many other players or blockers and continue to move on. Those players are not out until that ball dies. So if it hits 3 players and then the 4th player catches it, all 3 of those other players are safe. It's a catch and the original thrower goes to the outline. Someone on the catching team comes in. But it can go poorly if that ball isn't caught. If it hits 3 players and then it dies, all 3 of those players are out. It can be blocked by one player into another player. And the player who blocked it isn't out because they blocked it, but the person who it's ricocheted into is out. In that case there, I jumped, it hit my foot, bounced off Reeves' knee, and both of us were out. But we're in a pretty good spot here against one player, and I think we've only got 1 ball.
Right, Sean's got 1 ball.
He passes it. So Glenn goes at Ricky. Sean's like, no, I don't need this ball. Give it to Ricky. Make Ricky the target. Make him have to worry about Ricky after he throws. And you see he gets 3 bad throws off.
Yeah.
And he gives us 3 balls, which is perfect. We want to have 4 balls. Instead of giving up that burden first and keeping the other 3, he's going to give us all the ability to throw at him. Ricky actually just baits him into a catch because that's Ricky's stuff.
He's good at the bait catch. All right, we got a few of those up here too.
That's his game. And in this game, especially when there's less players on the court, you can target who you're going at. In your game, you can watch the counts. In this game, you just pressure a player enough, make them think you're not looking, things like that. So we got ourselves out of that 1-game hole there with a good win, 3 players left win. They sub in Daniel Ariano here. He is a supreme athlete. I believe he plays like semi-professional baseball somewhere, and they convinced him to come play dodgeball.
All right, they brought in a ringer.
So off the rush, you can see we use fakes and misdirections, and one of their guys jumps, and we hit that guy who's hung out to dry. So we get an out off the rush. Brandon is still in. You can see him playing with his shoulder. He's like, I don't know if I can throw, but they don't know that.
No, yeah. Did he tell you guys he was injured?
He did, yes. And you can watch them still trying to throw at him. He takes the ball.
He gets the burden ball.
Maybe he's going to try it.
Let's just make it worse.
You can see he can't really fully wind up. He's still shaking it, puts his arm under. And watch if they throw at him. Nope, they double Sean, and Sean survives. So a double there on Sean, that's great if you hit Sean out. But if you give us 4 balls, we're going to have the defensive position until we don't want to. And at the point that we don't want to, we're going to get a player. So you're going to get Sean there a good chunk of the time if you throw a double. But if you don't, you're basically guaranteeing us an out at whatever point we want it with that other yellow ball. We're going to at some point use it because we have an extra ball with 4, then 3 every time. We have that extra ball to take an out whenever there's a high percentage one. So getting Sean there is great, but you put yourself in a bad position in the long run.
Especially in single elimination. Like, you want to basically have control as long as possible. Nice toss.
So Koiv, another solo throw, 1 out. You can see he tried to block with like the head cover maneuver there. A lot of players have that technique, and I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, the turtle block I can't do.
So,
oh,
Ricky makes a counter on the middle guy. You can see that guy's pump fake literally puts me on the
sent
ground.
you flying backwards.
I didn't fall out of bounds that time, luckily.
No,
though.
he stayed in.
I tried to take a counter at him, and I missed him. So that was there. Ricky took the counter and got the middle player out. I took an extra counter because they'd thrown a ball at us. So at that point, our extra ball was used with Ricky throwing. We got it back, and I used it again and did not get Mikey out with it. But we did get a free player, essentially, for that ball. And here we go. He takes a quick throw. I throw at him again, and I miss him.
Yeah, he's got a good scramble. That was a good survival scramble.
He is so quick and so tough to deal with.
Wasn't he like 20 years old or something?
Yeah, he's also really young. I think he's 22 at this point. And now he was 20 in this video. I think you're right.
Yeah, they don't yet feel pain, Allyn. You're playing against a guy who's basically just on PCP. He's a deranged lunatic. I don't feel pain. Knees. What do I care? That's why I gotta outsmart him, right? You're being a rascal, a bee in his bonnet.
Let's see. All right. See if he throws. He does. I managed to survive. And here we go again.
Damn you,
Look
flip
for
shot.
the fakes. Ideally, what we want is for them to give us a ball. So you might see us fake, 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 and then throw. They're not going to give us the ball that we want, though. Uh-oh. Is the maintenance man here?
He is in here. Flipshot is currently dealing with the maintenance man.
So their throw there. They're still throwing at Brandon, which Brandon is actually an amazing catcher. He just usually gets so many balls thrown at him. You don't see it happen, but he makes the catch there on their throw. And, huge here. Ricky protects me from this cross. I'm going to see if I can get a good rewind here so you can see the exchange. Let's see. All right, so they're going to take a throw. This is going to be where Brandon makes a catch in the back middle. They're still throwing at him. He throws across at the other guy. Sarif gets hit. Brandon gets a catch. They lose a player. Watch Glenn here, closest to us, is going to throw a cross towards me on the right. And Ricky is stepped up a little more than me. And I'm like trying to dodge it, and he blocks it.
Yeah.
So I don't even have to worry about dodging it. And because we've got all those balls, Koiv is then free to throw the counter, which gets the out.
All right, so that's very similar to us having the shields. He cut the angle off for you.
Exactly, yeah, and I'll stay slightly back on my throw. I'll give up 2 to 3 feet on my throw to get that protection.
And that was something you guys knew you were doing as you're doing it, or you even planned that ahead of time?
Just generally, I know that when someone's next to me like that, I can take advantage of that protection. Okay. So again here, we're going to be looking for him to give us a ball. Fake, 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 fake.
But why would he? It's on you guys to throw, right?
Fake.
There Sean goes, gets his ball back.
Sean gets the rebound, yep, and then he takes over at him. So I agree with you 100%. Why would he? The point is that he thinks he can get an out, right?
All right, yeah.
We have 5 players in. An out is it's not worth as much as that being able to be in that defensive position. So he makes the right choice there. He doesn't give up a ball, and because of that, we only throw one at him. He's got to give up one, but I think he makes a big mistake here, and he leaves these 2 balls stranded.
Oh, right? Yeah, you're right. They're in no man's land right now.
If something happens and he needs them, he leaves them there. He's not going to be able to go get them. So he maybe goes, we probably make a mistake there. We should have pressured. I goofed there. And he gets one of them. He gets one, but he's never really got it. And maybe now he has it. That's not a very good shag. He just kind of sets it in nowhere. So we're trying to get him to give us a ball. Fake, 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 fake. And eventually I just dump.
Right, see, that's the right play, because he knows you guys have to throw. And since he's on his back feet, there's no reason for him to give up a ball unless he's got the burden, because he's not going to get a great throw, right?
Right. So he takes another. This is basically just a dump.
Yeah, give you the burden.
That ball, but he never goes and gets the other ball. So fake, fake, fake. He's tired finally. He's like, I'm tired of this. I want to throw a ball. I want to hit someone. I want to throw another ball.
Yeah.
And now we can just throw everything at that point. Oh, that's my dad.
Is he in the gym right now? I think I keep seeing him. Is that him in the middle?
There. He is standing in the middle right next to the guy in the white shirt. He's the old gray-haired guy kind of turning around. in the black shirt, black shorts. All right, so we're up 2-1 now, and we're in a pretty good position. They have the burden ball first, so we're going to start with ball advantage while we're in the lead.
You're like, wait, hold on, it's 2-1, all right?
I'm trying to say it was 2-0, so we were just correcting the score.
Oh, you guys were giving them their game back, or were they saying it was 2?
Exactly.
That does not show that they have a lot of confidence going into this one. That's 2-0, what do we care?
All right, so expect left or middle. And middle throws, gets no out. So they had a misdirect. Like, we didn't know necessarily which of them was throwing, but now the same thing is coming right back at them. So it's not going to be me, I can tell you that. It's going to be Sean, and Sean's going to get an out and the rebound.
And that's you just giving Mike a bunch of pressure right in front of you.
All I'm here to do is make sure Mike does nothing.
Yeah, because he probably would have liked to try something. And you're like, you do it, and you're going to get pelted, buddy.
Yeah, especially because he's got the burden ball there. So they're going to have to throw that ball anyway, and it's advantageous for them to get rid of it. So that's a prime spot for a counter. But if he throws at anyone that's not me, my ball's immediately going at him. So he gets me out again.
He tags you? Wow. It didn't even look like a hit. Wow, Jesus.
He got me in the shoe. I told him after, if he'd have just lined up and thrown at me every time, they'd have won. All right, so we're with the 4. Look for Koiv to throw. He survives it with the slide and the block. And now expect their middle to throw. Oh, they throw from the left. Oh, Koiv gets his hands on it, but it pops right over his head.
I guess that is a valid strategy, because at least you guys have the burden now, but it still sets them up. Not the burden ball, but you have to throw. But it still sets them up to have to throw now. You know, like I see there. It's like a risk. It's a smaller risk to not throw that burden ball there.
This is an early game double for us. Let me make sure I get the rebound at the right spot here.
I know Allyn has to do this by hand, everyone.
And the rebounds don't always take, like, it looks like it's paused. There we go. Okay. So Koiv misses on the catch. We've got 4. This is an early game double. This is not a situation normally where we would double, but what we're determining is basically this one player is so valuable that it's worth the double. And so you might say, well, maybe they thought that the same thing with Sean, but when they do that with Sean, Brandon, and me are still in the game. That's a bit of a different scenario, where we're leaving 3 other players that we're not as worried about. 3 other players that aren't, what we would say are Brandon and Sean. So we double, we get him.
Get him,
and
all right.
They have 4, but they've only got 3 players left in, and we're confident with our 4 on the court. I think they're trying to say whether it was ricocheted into a catch. It definitely was not. It was straight to the ground. And they get the call right.
Well, you can't blame them for trying. All right, let's see if they throw that burden ball. No, again. Well, they double up.
Ooh. So this is close. They do double. The first one goes over Sean's head. The second one he blocks into Greg, and then it hits the ground right. It almost ricochets back into Sean.
Ooh.
But I can tell you from experience, it hits the ground in front of him. So there's another ball that went out through the other court, comes back to us for that reason. And now I'd expect, now we're definitely going to throw.
Oof.
So you notice the fear there. He jumps to the side. He's not sold on trying to catch that ball. He's sold on trying not to get hit by that ball. And that's a bad move. That's a bad shag by Greg. He just kind of rolls it through the middle of the court. You can see Sean light on his feet there with the cat-like jumps.
Ooh. Oh, no, he's not on the court. I was like, well, what a great rebound catch.
And now we're going to try to probably get a ball from him here. So you might see some fakes. Nope, Sean's just going to go.
He's throwing hard enough that he gets his ball bounced back from the curtain. That's hilarious.
Off the curtain, yeah, I know. Fake.
That is supremely hard to deal with as the defender. For people that are wondering, I really do believe the more I play dodgeball now, that it's really won with footwork. Like if you're trying to... Okay, I finally got one. All right, footwork is such a big part of dodgeball. And like when you have 2 guys pump faking you down like this, like... There's no way you can get your footing to do anything other than just like try not to get hit. And even then it becomes hard to stay alive when you're constantly stagger stepping. So that's, you guys have that, well, you have that on point. It's very hard to deal with there. All right, let's scoot it back.
All right, so he gave us the ball we wanted. Now he's going to give us the burden, and now they're going to go all out at him. see Ricky stoked.
Yeah, I love the emotion. You're star. All right, good stuff. So what is that? That's
3-1.
3-1. All right, we're facing elimination here.
Game here. Yeah.
And where's this team from again?
This is a mostly LA team.
Oh, okay.
Mikey, who we talked about, is from, I think he's from Boston, somewhere in Massachusetts. I'm not sure if he still lives there. I think at this point, Glenn lived in LA. He was from the North originally. And then they have one guy who's from the Bay Area, the guy in the middle with no sleeves. He's from the Bay Area. So we get the out off the rush. We throw the non-burden ball there to get a misdirection out. And now that we don't know who's throwing at us, but I'd bet it's probably Glenn. Yep. I think they call this safe. So if you watch this a million times, it's probably a trap. Now, if you're not familiar with a trap is like ground and ball, a ground and hit at the same time. In Elite, a trap is an out, essentially, if the tie goes to the thrower.
Yeah. I think we do similar. Like, I don't think anyone ever calls, like, and that's a catch. Like, no. Or are you thinking maybe safe? It's usually an out where you guys are?
We call it an out in Elite. We would do our best to judge it as one or the other.
Yeah.
Where in our rec league, we would probably err on the side of safe.
Ooh.
So you can see we're still being smart. I'm keeping my ball. Sean and Koiv are doing the majority of the throwing. And I'm just trying to make sure Mikey can't get off.
Let's go back to 1080p. I ain't dealing with this 720 nonsense.
All right, huddle up. Let's do our thing. Watch for that burden. They're going to throw 2 at Sean again. Again, getting Sean out is great, but if you give up that extra ball there, you're pretty much guaranteeing us a player at some point. A very high percentage that we're going to get a player, and anytime you throw from now on until we do that, you're going to be throwing with only 3, which means a lot harder to get a good throw off. So we're going to come up, fake. Sean throws. He gets a block there. But we're keeping that ball until we have the chance to get who we want. Lasering balls in from the outline now. There it is. For the middle, he misses. So they have to retreat because there's 3 of us with a ball. After their middle guy throws, only 2 of them have a ball. So that's a pretty big swing. Every time they throw, we have that ball advantage coming off the line at them. Koiv gets an out. And we don't have to back up quite as hard, right? Because if they come off the line, we still have 3 balls, and only 2 of them come up with a ball to try to do any counters. Now it's time to double. We get the player we want. Now, again, we talked about it. As soon as when we're going to give up that 4th ball, we're going to get the player we want. And there we did it. We got exactly the player we wanted. So now they're back with the ball advantage. They're going to throw another double at Sean. He knows how to jump. And now they've done it again. Now we have the 4 again. You can't keep giving us players like that. And they give us another ball. So, oof. All right, that's our first good headshot of the night. Let's see if we can rewind that one. That one's me.
No rules. Desi was asking earlier. No rules on the headshots. It's free reign.
It's free reign. And this was actually the first tournament where I really felt like I could throw headshots. I was actually really getting high ball power, which is not something I normally get. Let me make sure. Yep, here it comes. Boom. So he gets hit by the other one, and just to make sure mine's in there too, for the little chin music. So this guy is competent athlete.
He's got a lot of work. He's got a lot of work here.
Not the guy you want to have final either, and that's something.
Good dodge.
Survives all those.
Good block.
We just all missed. So not something that a lot of teams consider, but it is something worth thinking about. Who is it you want to have last? And I think you have more control over that than a lot of teams think you do.
Okay.
If you pay attention to the really good teams that have a lot of success over time, they'll consistently have the same players last in.
And that you're saying that's an actual on-purpose strategy.
It is, absolutely. So he's going to give up a ball. Look now, I'm probably... Oh, he gives up to me. Now we're just all throwing.
Yeah, that was the one. Like, there's the kill shot.
All right, that's our second round matchup down.
All right, Allyn, we did not plan for this, but I've been drinking nothing but water and soda for the last hour. I got to go to the bathroom. right, so you're now the official host of Dodgeball Night in Canada.
The official host.
Guys, Sean, you're in the chat. Give Allyn something to chat with. Well, old Rad's in the bathroom here. I'll be right back. 60 seconds. All right.
The little Rad's room. That's exactly right. Chat, any thoughts on the game? Any questions you want me to answer right now while Matt's taking a I appreciate all of you being here, by the way. Yeah, Desi's, it's quite a bit different than their game. Number 10 is the ref. Oh, number 10 on our team. Yeah, that's your brother. I get it. So we've got Doug here, Pastor of Disaster, in the chat. He is the brother of Greg, who's our third in there, number 10. Greg and Doug I've known since high school. Greg is, I talked about Reeve as being like the glue guy, never complains. He always will do whatever we ask him to do. Greg does not do a lot for Rainbows. He's not there to throw a lot. He's not a catcher, but he does exactly what we need him to do. And he actually has one of the most monstrously good fakes of anyone ever. So if you'll notice when we do have him with a ball, usually it's to swing his arm wildly.
Okay.
All right, welcome back.
We're back. Sorry, Allyn. Was it just dead air? Allyn sitting there going like...
I was talking to chat. We had a little back and forth.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you, chat. You really saved his buns there. Allyn's a rascal. All right.
Are you asking? I'll assume you're asking why we picked this one. I picked round 2, 2019, because we had 4 bracket matches against 4 pretty darn good teams. Even at the low end of it with Gridlock, is a very good mainstay team. And then Thieves, very good up-and-coming team. And now we're playing Crisis, although once we get into the breakdown, they did not have Ketchum. And then in the final, we play Heat, which was, I think, ended up being the 2019 8.5 champion. So it gave us a good measure of ourselves against these teams, as well as for everyone watching to see what some top players really look like that aren't just us, to see what other teams with top players look like. So it's also a good ramp-up progression from Gridlock, Thieves, Crisis without Ketchum, all the way up to Heat.
Whoa, Kenzie, get in here, you rascal. All right, so where was Ketchum here? Because that's kind of a big loss for them.
If I remember right, he was sick. Not if my memory serves, I don't have a perfect memory, but there was some big tournament that was overseas. Like it was like this coming together with Britain and the US to play foam and also cloth against each other. Yeah. And he had some very severe like kidney issue while he was over there.
Oh, that's no good.
And I don't think it quite had gotten better, or it had reinflamed at the point that this happened. And he missed the tournament. I think that's what happened, but don't quote me on that.
All right, so who are we playing? Who's on this team here? I think I recognize at least one player.
So I'm gonna bring it until we get through this first game.
Oh, sure.
And then I'll give you the rundown once we can see him.
Jeez.
But this is Crisis. Crisis is very, very, very good. And we're gonna start with the burden. So look for us to throw first, and it gets tossed back to me.
Oh, man, that's such a good opening rush.
And we don't get an out there, so now we're in a disadvantageous position. That one team always starts that way. So look for them to throw their burden. This guy in the middle, we'll go over it soon, but his arm is freakish.
He had a good whip there.
Yeah, so they get Koiv, and Ricky goes out as well, so they get a double right off the bat. I'm going to take that ball, and I'm going to probably do some stuff with it. I get an out there right off the foot. We get the rebound. So basically, I'm just looking to get whatever high percentage out I can. And I'm going to take advantage of the fact that Sean and Greg are here in the middle with their monster pup fakes. And I'm looking for that player. Have you ever watched Waterboy? Has everyone seen Waterboy? And the guy, he's about to kick the onside kick, and he's like, who's my bleep? And he's looking around, and he finally sees that one guy who's like sweaty and definitely not ready, and he kicks the ball right at him, and they recover the onside kick, and they go on to win the game. That's what I'm looking for. Every time I come up to the line and I'm about to throw, I'm looking for that player who definitely looks like they do not want me to throw it at them.
Oh, that's awesome. So do you remember? Do you remember who you're looking at here?
So my guess is that I'm going either 1 or 2. So
Okay.
the guy at the ball on the far left or the second guy. But I'm going to also look for Greg, our 2 guys on the right here. I'm going to look for their pump fake. Oh, there. I'm going to go misdirect.
Oh, damn. You threaded the
This is a
needle.
good, I think I got the perfect pause here. Yep. So
Yeah.
he's trying to counter Sean. He's like, Sean's coming up. I'm going to go get Sean. This guy who's next to Sean probably isn't going to be able to hit me out. He does not know, however, that I have exactly planned for this situation.
Hmm.
And you can see how far behind I am of our other guy. Like we talked about, I'm
Yep.
way behind him. So even if the corner throws at me, our guy up there can do something about it. And my ball is most of the way to him before his ball's even out of his hand.
Yeah, you'd plan this out well in advance because yours is way closer than his. Like you knew you wanted to do this.
And he's far enough off the back line that it makes my throw even shorter, even though I'm not all the way up. So perfect pause. This is a great screenshot for everyone looking. You can tell that ball's going right at him, hits him right in the back leg, and Sean even manages to survive. In fact, my throw is a double. It ricochets off his leg into his teammate. So it could not have gone worse. They had a good opening. They got 2 outs, but they gave us the advantageous ball position.
All right, hold on. Pause it here, Allyn. Pause. Are you telling me for sure that was the plan? That wasn't just you sensed that was gonna like open up? Because that's crazy. You threaded the needle. You just threaded it right in there.
So the book on Pyan is that if you can survive that first throw, he very much loves to throw from the back line.
Okay.
And his arm is also freakish. He has like an elbow bend throw.
Yeah.
Basically, all he does is just do that. And the ball goes. And it goes really hard and really accurately. If you can just bait him into that while you're still far enough away that it's not like a dead hit for him, then you can survive it and then you can throw him out. So I know he loves to counter from the back line. I was probably throwing at him anyway. I can't say for sure that my reaction time was so good that I did it, in fact, when he was doing it. But I knew enough, and you'll see me make that throw at him other times throughout the match when he's not throwing, and I'll do it effectively other times as well. So I don't think I saw him throwing, but I know enough that he's not looking for me.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to get Sean out. And so I can take advantage of the fact that he's so zeroed in on Sean that it leaves openings for me. And that's a huge advantage and something you can use an arm for in this game that isn't the same as throwing. So here we are. He threw his non-burden ball at us, so we're coming forward now, and they don't know who's throwing. We've got 4 and no burden balls.
Okay, here we go.
Sean throws and gets the middle player out. They throw a counter at Sean. Again, another long throw. They don't get off the back line. They strand a ball, so we're going to come up with 5 balls, which means someone's going to die.
Yikes. Oh, damn. That's twofer.
This is huge. He gets a double, but then
then he falls out.
Bounds, and this last guy's going to take another face shot.
Is that the conventional wisdom there? Last guy left. You know he's a jumper. Just take him out, like high throws at him.
That face is the hardest place to catch when you jump. My conventional wisdom is don't jump. So a lot of players, they come from rec ball. If you're on your knees and you get it in the face, that's the same headshot you would have taken.
Yeah,
right? Like
that's
if
good
you drop
policy.
to your knees, you can get headshotted wherever you play. So jumping headshots for most players who come to Elite, that's a new thing. That's not normally legal. So if you jump, you put yourself in a position to take a headshot you would never have taken in a normal league.
So jumping headshot, because where we come from, we have headshot rules, which I have some misgivings about. I don't like headshot rules, but the jumping headshot here is legal. They're like, well, if you were jumping and you got hit in the face, it's fine. It's your own fault. You jumped up. So Elite used to have rules against that, saying like, well, if you jump and get hit in the head, it doesn't count.
So no, what I'm saying is that in your home league, if you jumped and got hit in the head, you'd be safe, right?
Yeah. Or no. If you jump and get hit in the head, it's just a clean head, like it's a clean hit, and there's no strike for it.
In your league?
Yeah, the jumping is if you get hit while you're jumping, it's just a normal hit.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Where we come from, in most of the leagues in the U.S., if you're like standing or jumping, you're safe. Basically, if you're above like an athletic stance, any headshot is safe.
Huh. Wow.
But So most players, at least for where we came from, this is what I would tell my team too, is if like the jumping headshot is new. Even the standing headshot is mostly new to us. So drop, go down, slide to the side, drop to your knees. If you take that headshot, it's the same headshot you would have taken back home. You're already comfortable with it. If you start jumping, and jumping headshots, the more dangerous version of the headshot is definitely a jumping headshot. Because it's gonna disrupt how you land. You could lose your balance in the air, which could cause problems when you come down. So.
Well, also this ball too, for those that have never played this ball, especially for the harder throwers hitting you, this ball is like getting punched in the face. This is a good clock in the face. It's not a foam ball.
No, it's got some weight to it. Yeah, like you were saying, that it's a playground ball. Like this is, if you played wall ball back in the day or Foursquare, this was the ball. This is that ball. Like it is that heavy rubber ball.
Yeah, Dan, these are, I assume this is Dan Lack. These are rubber balls, but they're deflated enough where you can just get a little give on it. They're not like California kickball where it's like fully inflated. The PE teacher like loaded it up. It's just enough to get a little grip on it.
All right, so let's get a little rundown on Crisis here. Closest to us, you have Payan. Payan was back-to-back MVPs in 2016 and 2017, if I recall right, of the Elite National Tournament. Dominant player, insanely good thrower. He was one of the cornerstones of Doom, which was a long time running. And yeah, if you played in the TOC, Payan was there with Ketchum on Swag Me Out, I believe was their team name. Yep, very, very good player. He had some things you can take advantage of. We talked a little bit about that he likes to throw from the back line, and he'll do it early. If you see it coming, you can stay back long enough to stay away from it. In from his left, you have Brett, solid all-around player, has a nice curve on his throw. One in from there is, looks like that is, oh man, I'm blanking on his name, Maddox. Maddox is a solid player. He's a good guy. Sidearm throw, decent catcher, and he'll do what you need. He won't try to do too much. Next up, we have Brody. We talked about his arm. He's got like a full elbow bend whip throw that's really hard to read the height on it. It comes out really hard and at just what seemingly random height. Not the most accurate thrower, but definitely dangerous with 8.5. Next in is Tad. We can't see him very well from here, but he's got the goatee there in between the other two heads. And then on the far end is Ryan. Ryan's a really solid player, a good corner. He's been on good teams for a long time and just a reliable guy. Nothing he does really will like blow you off the page, but he doesn't generally make mistakes. And he's one of those players that you would want in late in a game. He's just a calm, cool, collected player who has all the necessary skills. All right, so look for them to throw quick off the rush. Usually it would be, actually, so this is one thing. They really changed up their rush. Payan is one of the most dangerous rush players in the league, and Brody is too. Brody is considered probably the most dangerous rush player in the country.
Oh, jeez.
He gets that ball. He has such long legs. He's got like 0% body fat. And again, all he has to do is check it. This line that you see going right along the baseline, there's a little tape line. He gets 2 feet behind that line, and he can throw the ball. They did not do that against us. I'm not really sure why. Up till 2019, Dan, it was mostly rubber. Now it's starting to become no sting and foam almost exclusively, and rubber's kind of on the way out.
Whoa. We're talking 7-inch though, right?
7-inch foam, yeah.
Wow, okay.
All right, so nothing off the rush.
Wow, yeah, you guys are both playing very defensive here.
Watch for their middle. Fake. Ryan throws at Sean, and Sean survives it. So now they've given us one. They don't know where the ball's coming from. So you'll notice in our previous game against Thieves, it was very much load up Brandon. Until Brandon got hurt, we'd give Brandon that ball in the middle. Brandon is out. He doesn't play any more games the rest of this tournament.
Oh, damn.
He's got a towel around his neck. And that means Greg gets thrust in a bigger role. So you'll notice, look at that, big arm fake, and then I take a throw. No outs this time. But we are still here with the defensive position we want with 3 balls. Sorry this camera angle isn't the best. All these people on the sideline. Ooh, look at that.
Yikes.
Arm wrench. Yikes. So what you'll notice when we were doing our thing, there was some issues with the shagging. They all of a sudden decided that each team could only have 2 shaggers and no crowd could touch the ball.
Really?
Kind of obnoxious. I'm not sure whose idea it was or why it needed to be that way, but I don't know if you've ever seen the fan at like a baseball game where he like touches the ball and security comes and escorts him out and he's upset and he looks all PO'd. Well, watch this guy who's sitting next to the ref here. I'll point it out, but he kind of gets up and leaves and it is like I think he's in trouble. So we have to give that ball back to them. That's fine.
Yeah, Dan, the purple ball is the burden ball. It counts as like a ball and a half if you're counting for majority.
Yeah, just in case we have some new viewers out there, I'm happy to go over it again. Assume or consider that every ball counts as 1, and the purple ball counts as 1.5. So there's 6.5 balls on the court. The team that has to throw, it's not individual. It's a team shot clock, and the team that has the higher number has to throw. So if it's 3 and 3, the team that has 3.5 has to throw there. It doesn't matter in that case which one they throw, because either way they're going to go under half. So if they throw a normal ball, they're at 2.5. They throw the burden, they're at 2. Either way, they've relinquished their burden.
But Dan, check this out. There's also this one big difference where you have to keep throwing under the same 10 count until you've got the majority relinquished. So it's not a restart every time you throw one ball, even if it's your team has the burden to throw. That's a lot different than WDBF rules.
So exactly. In WDBF, every throw resets the count. In this case, say a team were to have 4, and one of those was the burden. The other team has 2. If that team with 4 were to throw a non-burden ball, they would still have 3.5, which means that burden is still on them, and they have to throw another ball. And that 10-second count has not reset or stopped. It is still going throughout all of that.
So wait, Allyn, if you ever get 6 balls at once, is that you guys have 10 seconds to do a lot of work? Like, because you'll get, especially if you have the burden ball, like you basically just, it's got to be like, throw 3 of them right now. Like, it almost is a disadvantaged position to have that much ammo with the burden, almost. It's a strange way to think.
If you weren't used to coordinating with your team,
right.
We get it out real quick. When you have 6, it's usually really obvious what you should do. Teams can get in trouble when they have like too many cooks. If you know the saying, too many cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah.
If there's too many people trying to call the play, that can cause a problem, and 6 can compound that because each person has their idea of what person everyone should be throwing at. But in this case, Rainbow's, Sean would call once in a while, but I called 80-90% of it. So it was very clear. We came into the huddle. We were all on the same page. If they had an issue with the call, we would discuss it, before the next play or during the switch between the games. But it was very much, our philosophy was understood by every player. Almost anyone could have called the plays, but we knew that I was doing it, and it was very smooth. So here we go. The kerfuffle with the ball gets sorted out, and it's theirs, which is perfectly fine. Kerfuffle, pointing, people throwing balls at the back wall because they're bored. All right, you come back. Let's go. We're all ready. Oh, we're going to keep talking.
Well, now it's getting serious. This is semifinals? Is that what this is?
This is semifinals. Yep, this is top 4 right here. Ricky is not one to let something go. He's our captain, so he's the one that's allowed to, talk to the refs.
Right.
Whatever that means.
So he doesn't have a jersey on right now. Did he take his jersey off?
Are you talking about Ricky?
Yeah.
He's still right there.
Is he? Oh, okay. I just couldn't see the sleeve. Okay.
Side.
And here's Allyn pulling some sick moves.
Yeah, I got my N1 mixtape skills.
Yeah, that's right. The Professor Live. Yeah, see your freaking ankle, exactly. Steal some ankles. This is so funny. I wonder why they would change it so quick to the, all right, semifinals now, we're getting serious. New rules, everyone.
It doesn't, I get that, like, sometimes there's some shagging that's less than ideal, or a ball gets stopped on one side that might not have got stopped on the other side because of who's playing. But it just felt like now they were going to scoot everyone back, and it's just,
Was,
with all that.
Rise was also there. I know I've heard enough of Rise. Was Rise another team that would have been Like, who do you think would have been the toughest team to play? This team you're playing right now or Rise?
This team with Ketchum was a better team than Rise this season.
Okay.
When they had Ketchum.
Mm.
But Rise won the championship, national championship of 8.5 in 2018, but not in 2019. It was actually the team that we play after this.
Okay.
Rise is a very, very good team. They came to this tournament way down, though. One of their players had something happen with his dog, and he ended up not being able to make the tournament last minute. And then their captain, who I play with now, Tim Fullerton, he had a broken hand.
I saw him playing with that too. How are you supposed to play 8.5 with a broken hand?
So he played with a cast on his hand, and I mean, they did all right. They didn't do bad. So, you can see it now. This guy's flipping everyone off, walking off the court.
He's not pleased.
This is the guy who created this whole kerfuffle, and now he's just leaving. All right, they're back, throwing, and now we're setting back up. Look for me to throw, and I get an out there off the knees on Brody.
Oh, what happened with Pyan there? Yeah, he got caught.
This is a big,
caught up.
This is Pyan. Pyan is gonna go at Sean. And he's going to do everything he can to try to get Sean out. Let's see if I can get the right rewind here. And... Nope, can't get it yet. Nope, we're not going to get it. All right, so he rushes off the line to hit Sean. Gets blocked. Koiv easily tags him. And we're in a big advantageous position. I'm going to take the burden ball back.
You guys seem like a very accurate team. A lot of times you guys throw, it seems to make the hit.
So there I get him as he's jumping.
Case in point.
Yeah, I would say, not to toot my own horn.
Thank you, Wongton.
I am a very accurate thrower. That's a big part of my game. I pick him off there in the toe.
I don't think you've missed one yet. You're batting 1,000 here.
And I don't throw hard enough to throw through people, so I get another toe shot there.
Jesus, Allyn, are you going to save some for everyone else, or what's the story here?
Koiv doing a little dance,
trying to get that ball, and he gets it.
he baits the throw, but he's too far up the court, and he just blocks it right back to them, so...
fair enough.
Pointless. So I'm telling him to back up.
Oh, that's not a bounce catch? Okay.
No, block into the ground. All right, so here we go. I think we have a miscommunication, and someone throws too early here. We all missed there.
Close.
Ref right on the line calls him no out. Now we're waiting again. He's got enough balls.
Yeah, and he's not going to hit you from the back line. There's no way.
No. So he's going to throw. He'll walk up a little.
All right, gets more dangerous. Sean's smiling at him there.
Yeah, he throws a nice drop, kind of drop curve ball.
That's hard to do with these balls. Guy must have banana fingers too.
And now we're waiting for him to give us a ball. Perfect. He gives it up right away. So now I'm just going to throw my ball into oblivion.
Right, so now he's got the burden.
Yep, now we've got 3. He's got to throw 1 back up. He throws again. This is where we have a miscommunication.
This is the kill shot now.
I believe Greg throws a catch here, actually.
Oh, dear.
Because he's off time. Sean throws early, that's what it is. And then Greg throws a catch, and the other ball hits him. So then Brody comes in, and he's looking to kill. Look at Reeve, holds him back. They get a double. Sean and Ricky are out. We're still in a pretty good spot with 3 against 1. Gather up some balls here. All right, I'm like, the first thing we need to do is get that ball that's right up there on the line. Revolve. Nope, he's going to throw another one to us. Okay.
Wow, this guy's out of control.
Just throw it him now. I think he already went out of bounds, but we threw all 3 of those balls at his head, so.
All right, yeah, Wongton, you just stopped in. I don't know if you're still here. This is American Dodgeball correspondent Allyn Thomas. He's walking us through the rubber dodgeball league. The old school elementary school ball. It's the preferred. It's your favorite ball type. Am I correct, Allyn?
Yes, by far favorite.
By far favorite. It's running away with it. Allyn's favorite ball type. Interesting.
So you can see there, Ricky gave me a pat on the stomach. He's like, "Nice job, man." And I'm turning the team like, "Look, pressure's on them. We're up right now. Just keep playing our game and let them keep making mistakes."
Also rocking a hell of a mustache right now, Allyn, in the vids.
This was so I wore the mustache to this, and then I convinced the next tournament for us to go Stash Bros. And I think about half of us did it. You can see me, I throw there, catch there.
Oh, wait, yeah, let's see this. It's hard to see, but on the left of the screen here, number 45 is coming down with a big old, or is it 48? I can't see.
49.
49 coming up with a big catch here.
Rewind here. No. So I get the catch, and then I roll, or I get the out. See, I think I got the timing right here on the rewind, on the rush. I get the ball, toss.
You make the hit and the catch.
Make the hit on Brody under his block, and then roll back into the catch, and then survive the throw that definitely they should not have thrown. They should have held that one. Now we pick off Pyan. So what we're 10 seconds into the game, we've taken 3 players out, including their 2 best players.
I mean, you can see, as you said, the pressure's on, right? And they felt the pressure, and they made a lot of mistakes there.
And that one's coming back to us. So we're going to get another shot. I almost took it at someone not looking. You can see I almost released it there. I wanted to. Oh, the mustache wasn't terrible.
Kestney, oh, come on. Mustache by default has to be...
You can't bring a takeout like that anonymously. Come on.
Yeah. Someone you know, Allyn. Just hit and run the anonymity of the internet.
Oh, is it, must be Allyn Stott?
Nice block.
All right. They're throwing counters on counters. We're going to gather these balls back up, and it's going to be on them to throw. The burden made its way all the way across the gym. Whoa, look at that throw. Oh, it must be Allyn loose. All right.
There you go. Confirmed. Double shot of Allyn. Not a big fan of the spelling with the Y. This other Allyn. Not a big fan.
All right, so I missed my spot there on the double throw. My throw is supposed to go to that player's left, to my right.
Oh,
and then
okay.
straight on, the cross throw is supposed to come under that and hit him. I threw mine at his foot, and so basically both our throws went to the same spot, and he was just able to kind of jump over him.
You guys have a preferred method, like you're throwing there, I'm throwing here?
Yeah.
All right, that's extra deadly. I'm usually just trying to get it somewhere that is going to be hard to catch, but... Nice block. I'm just going at him, too.
I throw that high throw
Yeah.
right over his head. Someone else hits him right in the foot. So that's the more, if 2 people are throwing from the same angle, then you put 1 ball high, 1 ball low.
You guys, is that part of the coordination?
Here.
Oh!
He gets the catch.
All right, he got you on that one.
It's hard to tell. I've watched enough times that I think he was safe. It looked like he was hit, but he wasn't. So I go out, and then they've got 2 players in, including the guy I hit out first with the noodle arm. So he's going to whip some throws out, but we're still going to have ball advantage.
Yeah, Dan, I would say that's a big thing for Rainbows. They seem like they have a lot of good coordination on the team here, especially after watching some of the other teams here. I think you guys definitely look like the team that's the most coordinated, from just what I'm seeing here, Allyn.
Yeah, I would say Rise is up there. Like, teams like Crisis tend to thrive more off chaos, and they have players like Ketchum and Brody and Pyan, Ketchum who wasn't here, that can make up for what the negatives that come with that. More than maybe it is a good strategy. It looks good because they're players that are so capable that they can pull it off.
Right. I know exactly what you mean. They can put themselves in way more danger because they're freaks. Like, I can get out of danger there.
So we get the back right corner. Tough to see there, but now there's just 1 left. I can't remember what the argument here was, whether or not the guy in the back right made a catch. I don't... Oh, you know what? No, Sean throws a catch to the left corner that for no good reason. He throws a bad catch like I do. So we get the guy in the right out. Sean throws a catch, though, to the left, which brings Ryan back in. And then we're in a 3-on-2 again. 3-on-2 instead of 4-on-2. All
right, wow, they rallied on this one.
Yeah, they're grinding this one out pretty good. Yeah, the one guy on the right thought he caught Sean, but then Sean threw again to the left and threw a catch, Dan.
Okay.
All right, so it's going to be on us. We've got the 3 with the burden. So, again, we are looking for one of them to go ahead and give us the ball. Perfect, he did. Nothing else. Nothing else about that exchange matters. They gave us the ball we wanted. Now we're going to play back on defense until we can get the 4.
Who's going to call the shot here?
Coif.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Well, good play.
And we're still in the advantageous position because of the rebound. He throws the burden at us, and now we can throw all of them at him. And no. All right. I think that puts us up 3-0.
Yikes.
So I think had this team come in with Ketchum, they would have been the favorite in the tournament. No Ketchum is a big... That hurts. Like, even when you sub players like Brody and Pyan, there's other good players like Ryan on the team. That hurts to lose that guy. 4, it's a best of 7, Dan, so 4-0 would be the sweep. But I think we still have another loss in us in this series. So I think it must come right here. So look for what maybe we do differently in this game that doesn't work out. I think it's actually that we drop some easy catches, but off the rush. There we go. That's the Brody we know. He takes the shot and gets Sean out off the rush. We make another trade. I think Ricky gets traded for Brett. So they get a 2-for-1 on the rush there. And you can see how quickly that ball was put in Brody's hands.
Yeah.
And launched into Sean. Oh, no.
Oh, dear. No.
So on the back right there, you haven't probably noticed her up until now. But Julie has her phone, and she's recording. Let's see if I can get it to rewind here. There we go.
Oh, God.
Oh, it just goes flying. Boom. So Matt's in the way of it on the display there a little bit, but her phone is totally shattered. She picks it up and points it at herself, and then realizes it and has to turn it back around. All right.
All right,
So
nice block.
We're playing from behind here, 4-on-5, but we've managed to get the advantageous ball position back. So at the very least, that should help us drag this game out, grind, and try to get back into it. You can see, I throw the cross.
That's
there.
beauty.
This is great. So we don't win this game, spoiler alert, but the fakes set up the perfect chance for me to throw. Oh, I got it too early. The fakes from the team here set up the perfect chance for me to throw this cross. Look at how many times he jumps. Oh, boom, get him. He goes up and down and then up, and then I get him on that second up, and he gives me a nice...
I like the thumbs up.
Nice thumbs
well
up.
done, well done.
All right, so we're back to a 4-on-4. Not a bad position here. We made up for their hot start. And
oh yeah,
it just falls out of his hand. And
oh,
then so drops one.
Had it for a second too.
So that's the big swing in the game. Both of them had good chances. They're fine throws, but both of them had good chances at those catches. If we make one of those, then the game's a very different situation. So they are giving us a lot of balls, but we don't take advantage. You see me there. I stay and make that fake to protect, kind of counter. There's 1, 2 to me or Reeve being last. That's not a big, neither of those is a big drop off from the other. I'm fine with either me or Reeve in our back here being last. But there's one player on their team right now, and that's number 7, who you do not want in if you're last. He throws too hard to really reasonably face as a final player. So you'll notice that in this exchange here, I'm going to throw a counter and hit him and try to make the catch on the ball thrown at me.
Nice. Good job.
Good job. Him, which isn't a great trade necessarily because we're down, but it's the best position you can hope to be in if we're going to be in a 1-on-3. You want that player off the court. So I probably should have stayed alive, or I should have gotten into a position where I could have survived that. I think that wasn't the best play there. But if I was going to get an out, that was the best player to get out.
That was a good no-look throw. He didn't see it coming.
All right, so Reeves got a lot of balls here. I think he's got to come up and throw 2. And he just kind of lets 1 roll over. So he's going to keep that advantageous 3-ball defensive position. And throw. Gets him off the shoulder with the last one. So he went into turtle. I tend to not go to turtle or like get that small unless I'm waiting to catch. I don't usually do it to block. Just because you're gonna have a hard time blocking 3 balls if you're stationary.
Are you like going lateral movement? Is that your thing?
I would do it down to the left, down to the right.
Yeah.
Or I would, down to the left catch, or I would just drop no blocker and try to catch the first one that came in. And then if I get hit by the others, at least I've made a trade, All right, game 5. All right, we getting out off the rush again. This time, their corner doesn't throw the counter. He's like, I know what happened. Last time I threw that counter, after that, he caught me, so he holds on to it this time. But I'm able to get that out. Miss there. We still want them to give us an extra ball, though. We're still playing it with the ball disadvantage. Look for Pyan to throw with the purple. They throw a double. And they get nobody.
See, a double and a miss. Yeah, that's no good.
A double and nothing. It looked like they almost threw it 2 different people, which, I mean, that's a gamble. Like, it's a play, but
there you go. You were looking at the same play again. I see that.
I did the fake this time, and they both jumped. They were looking for it, and Sean throws and gets that player instead. So just to look at that again, I think that's a really cool example of how well coordinated we are. Let's see if I can get it to the right spot. There, I fake through that spot. That's a different one. Come on, let's get back. Fake. Sean throws and hits him out.
And he gets Pyan that time. So yeah, last time you got Pyan doing that.
So I do it again.
You try again, yeah.
And Sean throws across left further this time. We keep the advantageous defensive position with 3. Watch for this. And there we go. So that extra ball that we gathered, like I told you earlier, if you give us that ball, we're going to get pretty much whatever player we want out at the point that it makes sense to get them. Brody is the consensus best player on the court there. He's the most dangerous offensive weapon. And because we have that extra ball, Ricky can throw that counter from the middle and hit him as he's winding up his throw. And if both of our players, he throws and one of our players throw, it's still 2 balls in hand on each side, which means that it's going to be hard for them to try to turn that into a good exchange for them. We've already gotten the 1 out.
All right, don't touch that door. Welcome in, buddy. I forgot to say that.
All right, here they come. They've got the burden on the top. They throw a double at Sean. No dice.
Again, a miss. That's rough.
Yeah, surviving those doubles. All right, give me that burden ball. Think I throw the cross here. Yep. So we double up across and get him. And so I'm perfectly safe on that throw. Nothing is ever going to happen to me if I take that throw that way. And it doesn't matter that I'm throwing an extra 10 feet or so because I'm throwing with someone else, and my throw is also obscured.
Nice block.
He gets the block this time, and he does it far enough back that we get the ball out of it, so that's always good. All right, here we go again. Double. We miss him that time, but that wall is so nice. So Sean's throwing the ball we want back to ricochet off the wall. He's throwing straight on, and I'm throwing the ball we don't mind losing at the cross. Oh.
Ooh.
Brian throws a catch there to Reeve. And you see we make that catch, and everyone's just like, we're going.
Yeah, but you guys have control. That's a very good control.
They all know that's not what they're supposed to do. They're not supposed to run up there and throw. So if we take that throw there, 3 balls at him after he throws, and that's the end of the game.
All right, that was it. And who did Heat play to get into the finals?
Boy, I don't even remember.
Okay.
That one's outside of my memory.
No, fair enough. I was just curious because I'm just trying to paint the picture.
In the chat, Nick, you'd probably be the one who'd most remember.
If he's still here.
Let's see. Let me get the next game up here.
So, Allyn, Dan's saying he's never got a chance to watch Heat very much, but he did see them at TOC. So is this Heat in their native format, like they usually play Elite 8.5 inch, or are they from another format and they were just also playing this?
Elite's players are more no sting and foam oriented, but I would say the next most cerebral team after us is, well, Rise is probably up there with us, and Heat is right there with us as well. So this is gonna be the most chess match game you'll see the whole time. All right. So we can get the rundown on Heat's players right away here once they all line up. Everyone probably recognizes Vince there. If you've ever watched any American Dodgeball or even ESPN, he is the most famous person of Dodgeball fame. Vince Marchbanks, amazing player, hard thrower, good catcher, smart player. He was the captain of Doom in their long run and their TOC victories, or not TOC, Ultimate Dodgeball Championship victories. He had a cut on the Kenny Main Street of ESPN, that via Ultimate Dodgeball that they talked to him about. He's a beast. Then on going left to right here, you've got Sean Wheeler. I'll point out the ones that were at TOC you may not recognize. I think actually only one of these players was at TOC. Sean Wheeler is one of the most cerebral players in the game. If you talk about the players who really think about and watch the game most, him and I are both up there. Luke Haas watches a lot of film. We both really digest the game. Like, it's not as much about the physical skill for us. Luke Haas obviously is a different story, but it's much more about the mental aspects and where we can find advantages, things other people aren't seeing. He's very, very, very good at that part of the game. Cedro was at the TOC. He had I want to say like a huge 4-1 or something comeback, and then he like threw a headshot right after that and got taken out of the game. And I think he was also the one that had to miss a game or might have gotten himself disqualified at the end of the first day for too many headshots.
I will say, though, he's one of the most exciting dodgeball players I've ever seen on the court. Him and Mark Zizravi are two of the most exciting players I've ever seen. So that was such a bummer. The whole gym was like, come on, let him get back in there. Like, no, he's too exciting. We had a rule, for those wondering, in TOC, if you get 3 headshots in the tournament, you have to sit for a certain amount of games. And he had so many headshots, they're like, all right, you got to sit. I'm sorry you traveled here from so far. It's like, that's the worst.
So this team's from all over. Vince is from LA. Sean, I think at this time still lived in like Georgia or something like that. I don't know. I think he lives somewhere else now. Isidro's from Arizona. He's been a USA team player many times. So has Vince. Griffin is next, number 4. Griffin is the glue guy of this team. He's the guy that does the dirty work, whatever they need him to do. He's a good catcher, and he's kind of tries to always be in the right spot. Next up is Tyler Greer with the headband here. Tyler's a very good all-around player. He is a much preferred small ball guy, 7-inch and no sting. But he's got a solid 8.5 game. Smart player, good athlete. And then on the far right here, you have number 13, blank and Frankie. Frankie is his name, and he has got a very unorthodox like wind up and throw, but a very solid thrower and a good all around player. He played on Doom as well at different times throughout their run. So you have 2 players here with long championship pedigrees in Doom. Isidro as a like longtime USA player, and then Tyler was on Rise's. No, he left Rise in 2017. So Tyler was on Rise for a time, and Sean Wheeler is one of the most cerebral players in the game. So you've got a crazy combination of good talent. I believe this tournament happened like the same weekend as Bury. Somewhere in Canada has like a
right.
festival.
The Quebec one.
And yeah, this was the same week as that, and their other guy, Dylan, who was at TOC, he was at that instead.
I think actually Tyler Greer was supposed to be at TOC as well, but he got injured. Is that correct?
Yes, he broke his foot playing softball, if I remember right.
Oh, man.
Yeah, like the couple nights before he was about to leave. Yeah, that's a bummer. I think he would have really loved that format. Because I think his biggest problem with 8.5 is that he can't do as much with it. He can just throw it straight. And I think he could have found a lot to do with the big 8.25 foam balls. So.
Mhm.
All right. We were luckily we're back to a better camera angle here. Thanks to Sean Wheeler for the better camera angle on this one. Same court as before. Formerly, we were in the opposite corner with all these, all the crowd there. Now we're at this corner looking pretty good right down the left line here.
So what was your guys' game plan going into this? Because you know a lot of the players. I don't know if they know a lot of you guys as well as you know them. Is that accurate?
They know us. At this point, we were pretty established. We'd been playing. This was our third, 17, 18, 19, our third full season, our fourth season being around. So we were known, and we'd had success. We'd won a division in 2018. We'd finished second and third at different times in division. So we were known. I would say we were fairly consensus, like fourth or fifth top team in the West in Open, and we were probably top 3 considered in co-ed. So we were known for sure. They knew as much about us as we knew about them.
Okay.
This was a new team to this season, at least in this makeup. The previous season, Doom was still around, so Frankie and Vince were on Doom. And the Heat team existed, but they were quite a bit different, not as good as they were this season with this makeup of players. Like I said, they ended up winning the 8.5 championship this year at Nationals, even though that's not their preferred ball. So that says something about how good they can be even in not what they prefer to play. So I think our main strategy was just to just basically do the things we do. There was no player we needed to take advantage of or really necessarily watch out for. We try to keep Sean away from Vince because Sean struggles against people who throw really hard at his head, I guess is the best way to say it. So if we can keep him away from players who throw really hard at his head, Sean stays alive a little longer that way. But Vince did us the favor of staying on their right side, so that didn't...
Well, Sean wouldn't have to deal with that. But he will have to deal with Isidro.
Isidro and Wheeler, good, accurate throwers, but not the kind of throwers Sean doesn't have a problem with that.
Okay.
Like, if you throw a ball straight at Sean that he can dodge or block, that's different than heat right at his face.
Is that what Vince is known for?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
All right, so we start. They were the higher seed. They were the 2 or 3 seed, and we were like top 6, I think. We were maybe 6th seed or 4th seed, something like that. They were the higher seed, which means we had to start with the burden.
Okay, that's why.
I can't remember how this goes off the rush. Sean might dump it to me, and then
It's a good start. I like that behind the back pass.
Frankie gets out. We get a double there, so Frankie stands in front of Vince, and we get the ricochet from him into Tyler, put the 2 of them in that line. And now we are going to continuously try to get them to give us a ball. So you might see us fake here. Sean White stay farther back. Nope, he throws early, but he gets an out.
All right, Sean's having a good game.
Yep, Sean's off to a good start, too. We've got 3 throws right now and 3 outs. One of them was 2. Vince throws, so that's my challenge against a player that throws hard like Vince is stay down. Don't jump and get more of my body open. So I'm going to stay down, and right there he throws it right over me.
Well, how hard is Vince throwing? I don't know where he stacks. Is he the hardest thrower on the court right now?
No, I would say Sean throws. That's tough to say.
Nice toss. Sean is out of control right now.
I think Sean has a better throw in that he can do more with the ball. Maybe if they both lined up and threw straight as hard as they could, maybe Vince throws harder, but I would take Sean's throw over Vince's. Like, you can see there, Sean threw from the left to the middle and hit a foot. And Vince is almost always going to throw pretty straight on when he throws. So here we're trying to get them to give us a ball, or in that case, we eventually just take the foot shot when a player's off balance.
Good call.
This game's gone pretty well for us.
Yeah, no kidding.
I think everyone's still in. So Vince throws straight, I stay down, which gives me a good chance for a block. And I'm going to take it. We're going to look for him to give us a ball here. See, I'm not even up at the line. Look, I didn't get the chance to get it.
So why would he give you a ball there when he had 3 non-burden balls? Like, it just didn't seem like that needed to be done.
So, especially when I'm not even in the neutral zone yet. The first ball he throws, I'm 30 feet away from him, essentially. So he's taking a very long throw.
But it looked like he was giving it to you. Like, it didn't look like an attack. So I wonder why he would give you a ball. It seems it's just question. I guess because he doesn't want to be caught with the burden ball after and then forced to throw because he has burden. Is that maybe what it is?
I would say there's two reasons that I would do something like that. I will throw to break up a group throw at times.
Okay.
But I would not do it that early, and I wouldn't do it at the player that's standing outside of the other end of the neutral zone. I would throw at probably the biggest threat thrower to try to get them to not release in the group throw. I'm really bad at staying in my little computer screen here. I move around too much. So I would throw at the hardest thrower and try to get them to delay and get the other throwers to throw.
Right.
So they're 1-2. I'm going to release that ball at the time that I'm most sure they're not faking. And I would try to get them to stop that hard thrower to stop his throw and the other two balls to come.
Right. It's like a stagger, or as I call it on my usual show, the snake charm. You want to actually stagger it up so you can try and like squeeze a catch out and not let the good throw come your way. But yeah, what he did was he basically it looked like he just gave it to you like as if he had burden. So maybe he lost count of the balls, or I'm very confused why he did that.
I think he's trying to do what I'm saying. He's just doing it too early. So that's the nice thing about 8.5 is that sometimes it's more likely to create mistakes because
the threat,
fear in the game, right?
Yeah, the fear in the game.
So I think we're about to see. No, we were already past it, so I couldn't get the rewind right. So he's got to give us a ball now, and he throws this backhand thing. That's cool.
Worth a shot.
Now he had to throw anyway, so now we're gonna come at him with everything. So he throws one early again. He throws and gets Reeve out, but he's throwing at our player that's not even gonna throw there. Reeve is the player who's holding the ball, so maybe that's somewhat not really knowledge of our team. Right? He's throwing at the player that's definitely not throwing at him. So he's not doing what we talked about, the snake charm, or trying to stop, Sean. I would be trying to stop Sean from throwing. So he stops the player who wasn't going to throw from throwing, and everyone else hits him.
All right, let's see if he course corrects next time.
All right, so now they're going to take that first throw. It looks like a toss back to Vince.
Ooh, just fumbled it, but makes the big catch. Oh, dude.
I mean,
you know what? Whenever you're doing that fallback thing, like I've just, at this point, I don't even bother trying to throw at that person anymore because it is 90% of the time a catch. So for those that are wondering what I'm talking about, he made a fumble and then he's like, oh crap, I'm in trouble. So he scoots onto his butt and slides backwards. And that's a catch so often. And it was here. Sometimes head games, you do this, Allyn, you do this. Get up. And they're like, what do you mean? Like, get up. And then you give it to him, right? All right, well, he redeemed himself. He's back.
Yep, big play to start that one.
Oh man, he takes a koi, sends him out of the back.
Bounds, yeah.
And what happened to Rick? Oh, Rick is the one who threw the catch?
He's just trying to not get in the way of the game.
Okay. Oh, so he was just like, I'm out.
All right. Let's see what we get here. Fakes, and then Sean throws into the ground. No hit there. Reeve, look at all those arm swings.
See, good footwork there. Your boy Wheeler here, he had a lot of good footwork there. He kept himself in the advantageous footwork. I like that. Nice block, Allyn.
Cedro throws the cross at me, but no dice there.
All right, Cedro's got the lefty.
They're doing a similar thing that we're doing. They put Vince right up in front of this player, and then they throw the cross with someone else. So that's essentially the same thing we do. We put Sean right in front of someone, and then I throw the cross. So they're not doing that different of stuff than what we're doing. Let's see what we do here. I throw from behind. I just miss his
Just missed,
there.
Yep.
A little conversation with
Just having a chat with the sideline there.
Probably said I should have hit him there. Watch Frankie's lineup. He hits Greg. Let me give up a ball that I'm just going to have to take back. All right, let's see if we get the fake, the jump, and I throw. I'm trying to hit Vince here, but again, what other teams are doing here is they're throwing doubles. They would throw doubles at Sean, or in the case of this game, they're throwing at Vince.
Okay, hey, was that
one?
Was that a coordinated like triple stagger, like fake throw? Because that looked really a well coordinated.
Yes. That is what we'll do, and what other very good teams will do is there's someone counting, right, for the group throw 1, 2, 3, or 3, 2, 1, depending on the team. But there's nothing that says you have to throw on 3, right? As long as everyone knows that it's not a group throw and you're not throwing late or early, right? If you know only one person's going to throw, everyone fakes on the 3, and the throw is at 3.5, right? So that is properly staggered. So that's something I think, like, if you go to a rec league, especially in this type of ball game, like where the burden is the situation where it's a team shot clock instead of a player shot clock, there's a lot of things that are yelled that don't necessarily make sense in all situations, but are sort of like taken to mean always. Like the thing I hear all the time is don't throw solo, right? Don't throw solo, no solos. Don't throw alone, throw together. Well, as I've explained here and with what we've watched, is actually the most efficient way to win the game is just to throw one ball and get an out. Right? If you can throw one ball at a high percentage and get an out, that's the golden standard, right? If you have to throw 2 every time, you give the other team way more opportunities. You put yourself in a tougher place on defense. So throw the 1, get 1 out at a high enough percentage. No throw solo. Don't throw solos is not.
Yeah.
That's not really the point. People yell that, but they don't understand necessarily why it does and doesn't make sense.
That makes perfect sense. I like the way you broke it down, and that's a control game. That's the drip feed. Squeeze them like a python, right? You don't want to just keep giving them ammo.
So I'm going to take the 1.
Ooh, there you go.
We'll get an out. Sean.
All right, Allyn, you're up, buddy. You're up. See, you did the butt scoot, and he's like, I'm not throwing it a butt scoot. The hell with that. All right, you got to throw here. What is Allyn going to do? No look, big block. All right, burden's on them. Oh!
See, I get what I want. The right side guy doesn't throw. That's probably not the best guy for me to throw at. It's probably Vince. But that's the best guy that's in my wheelhouse to still turn into the catch. If I have to go all the way through to throw at Vince, now I'm faced away from those guys on the right. There's no way I can catch him. I get pretty close to this catch here that Isidro throws at me. Let's see if I can.
Yeah, you were right in the right spot for it. Just
so I threw and I go right to it, and then Vince's ball I don't think hits me. So I almost have that catch, but not quite.
It is harder to do the snake charm in this version of the game because they don't have to throw at the same time. Like in our league, for those that are watching, if anyone's from Elite, in our league you have a 10-second count per ball. So the snake charm is a lot easier to pull off, where you're like, all right, you're both going to have to throw at the same time. But in their case, not everyone has to throw. So you're basically snake charming on their fakes. Like, I don't know when to actually complete the snake charm. So that is a tough position for you to be in. Like, I could snake charm, but I don't know if they're going to throw,
All right, so we're at 1-1 now. Again, this is a best of 7, so it's a long way to go. Vince has this, maybe he's not going to do it here. Maybe he only does it at the start of the match. I thought he did it every game. But normally he has like a little ritual where he stands out in the middle of the court until the game's about ready to start, and then he goes and high-fives all his players, and everyone has to watch it. All right, here we go. Where's the burden going? Sean's going to throw.
Okay.
He gets him to disarms him. So our burden went off the court somewhere. There it is. All right, so we are starting in disadvantage. Vince throws at me, and I jump, which is a terrible decision.
I said I would never jump. Oh, damn it.
Envy, thank you. Yes, these are 2 of the best jerseys. Theirs is basically just the Houston Astros jersey, though.
I like Sean's taco team jersey.
Oh, God, that is the ugliest thing ever. You cannot be serious.
I think they look alike. I don't know. I have maybe I'm having dyslexia for team jerseys.
All right. Look for Sean from the left here. Yep.
Nice kill.
So we're going to get the guy jumping with the fakes, and then Sean's going to hit him on the way down. All right, Frank throws, and Ricky gets the counter. Perfect.
Yeah, good job, Ricky.
Again, they gave us that ball, and we're going to use it to get a player. And we got it back even on the rebound, so.
Got the ball back.
So you can see Greg. That's Greg's throw. It's pretty hard, too. He's just can't hit anything. Fake, 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 and then we're throwing. We're trying to get them to give us the ball. In this case, they make the right decision.
Yeah.
They don't give us the ball.
It's rare. We haven't seen a lot of times where they don't give you the ball yet in this tournament. Oh, that's tough.
Shot. He's gonna take Reeve out. Let's see if we can get that ball away from him now.
Good footwork there on Wheeler. I like his footwork.
Yeah. His block's good. It's out in front. His feet are back, so it's hard to hit the feet.
Oh, Ricky goes down. Hey, he butt scooted. He butt scooted the butt scooter.
It's payback. Ricky got him back.
Never throw at the butt scooter.
Huge catch. That brings me back in. I think something happened to Ricky. He goes out of bounds. Oh, no, he's still standing in the back. So now we're still trying to get us to give him a ball, but he ends up overextending himself there. He comes up to try to get the ball, and Koiv takes the short-range shot. And the big hug between the catch and the thrower there.
And he said, nice butt scoot, man. Hell of a butt scoot.
That butt scoot's the game.
I'm telling you, see someone butt scooting, you say, get up. That's psychological warfare. Like,
Game 4, we're up 2-1.
2-1.
Yep, Reeve calls it out for us there. Thank you, Reeve. All right, so they've got to go first.
Oh, Vince is just going for it.
Yeah, so he throws and he leaves himself out. He gets Koiv.
And Ricky's like, get the hell back.
If you're not allowed to talk to the refs. I think the argument is about the checked ball here. I'm not going to rewind it to look. You have to get 2 feet behind the check line. Vince is coming full steam, so It's not clear whether he gets the 2. I've watched it for sure. Both Koiv and Ricky get the 2. I assume Vince gets the 2.
I don't understand why the check line is a check line. Why don't they just make the check line 2 feet back and say just touch the check line?
Yeah, I mean, you could say have a foot on it. In this case, you just have to have the 2 feet all the way behind it. All right, so they call Koiv out and they call Vince out, but we gave up 2 balls.
Yeah, that's
so
tough.
You're gonna see this move from Reeve again.
He's going fishing.
He's gonna, but they take advantage. They push Reeve back and they throw 2 doubles. They get me out and they get Sean out, and that's big for them. So now we're looking at 3-on-5, and both of our arms that were left, that are good, accurate arms, are not in. So Greg takes a shot just to get rid of the burden.
And yeah, you guys still don't have Brandon here, so that's
Yeah, that was a big lot to you'll see what eventually happens. Ricky throws an out there. Reeve dodges the double, and then
go for it.
Look at that.
You got to give us a freeze frame on that one.
Yeah, we got to see that one again.
Or do your best to see if you can freeze frame it. Allyn has to only use mouse right now, which is more difficult.
All right, so we're backing up. They're gonna throw.
I like Ricky's kill here too. That's
Yep, they're gonna throw a double at Reeve. He dodges, and Ricky gets the kill on.
That's a big kill, Ricky.
But we're with no balls in hand, so
True.
He gets the out. But it's a dangerous play that sets up something like this. So Ricky's gonna get blasted, pops it up, comes down, runs across, jumps over his player, and Reeve gets hit. I think they both get hit in this. So it's a catch. We lose 2 players and get 1 back. Koiv comes back in, and it costs them a player eventually. They figure out someone threw a catch.
Like Ricky's right over there like, look, I caught someone.
I got a catch. That was a catch for sure. All right, argue, yell, point. Yep, that. Okay, we're good. Yep, okay. Shake my head. More yelling. I have mine muted, so I don't have to hear that while I'm talking, so I don't know what he yelled. Greg takes the shot with the 1 we have to get rid of.
Good block. Yeah, well done.
Yeah, not the best footwork, but he he gets the job done. We throw 2 there. That's not what I would have called.
Yeah.
Greg ends up getting hung out to dry.
All right, good play, Coy. That's good heads-up play.
Take a second ball.
Mm.
So if I'm going to throw here, I'm going to throw at the guy that's most likely to get a ball first.
That's smart. Yeah,
And
that's smart.
he gets the out, but he leaves Frank on the other side there, who's able to get a pretty high percentage throw at him. And I think he knows it. He's like, ah. So
Let's see how that played out again, yeah.
So Greg doesn't put the burden in his right hand, in his throwing hand. I don't know if the call here was a double. I assume it was because Koiv throws pretty early. It had to have been a double, which means it doesn't matter what ball Greg throws, but I would not call a double here. I would drag the game out, give us a chance. Greg isn't, Greg's our maybe our worst player, but Griffin's probably theirs. And so you've got not a huge advantage for them on the court 3-on-2. But if you throw those 2 and then they are coming off the line and your players are both having to retreat, there's a low survival rate in that. One of us is going to get hit.
They also swarmed your guys pretty quick after they both missed. So you guys were really close to the line. So it was hard for Greg to even get back without getting like that hit on him.
Yeah, exactly. So Greg gets taken out. Koiv comes up, picks up this ball. He must hit Sean because Sean's walking off here, number 13. So then he throws and he hits Griffin, and then Frankie's got a ball too quick. Koiv's still in the neutral zone, and he tries the layback, but he doesn't quite get his butt down.
He didn't quite get the butt scoot yet. All right, Koiv, you got to work on that butt scoot, buddy.
All right, so we're...
it's 2 apiece?
2 apiece, yep. They're happy about that one. That one definitely went well for them.
All right, there's a lot of goat tape on this team.
There's a lot of goat tape everywhere. I would say actually Rainbows wears some of the least goat tape. I wear a little bit. But yeah, this team is like, their whole fingers are taped.
Is Wheeler sponsored by goat tape or something? What the hell is going on here?
We did actually one year, I think it was 2017 in Boston, there was like every player got a grab bag and it had some goat tape in it. So goat tape was
oh! Vince is like, stay alive, stay alive.
We got some cool goat tape swag along the way.
That stuff's not cheap, man.
Yeah, it's like $6 a roll, even if you get it. Oh,
oof, yeah, that's a hard one.
So that's a double that turns into another out as Vince throws. So Greg hits it into me. And then Vince takes the shot and hits Reeve. So
Vince is giving the hand here? Is that just a sorry I hit you in the face thing?
It's just because he hit him in the head, yeah.
All right. Because there's no reason to do that in your league, but some players opt to do it. I see.
Good sportsmanship, yeah. Reeve, I would tell you what, Reeve takes some of the worst headshots. Reeve is like a reckless abandon type player. Like he has no... Greg a little bit too. Like neither of them has any regard for their own personal health. Greg actually wears like a full football like hip and butt pad setup because he falls on the ground so hard. Reeve is like, I've seen Reeve like go full 2 feet toe tap NFL falling out of bounds catch into a net that's like not meant to hold someone's weight. Like just crazy young person stuff.
Oh, nice crisscross.
Sean gets a good out on the cross there. And that worked out well for us. So
yeah.
Wheeler went too hard. Vince wasn't really ready for the amount of heat Wheeler was going to bring there. He throws at Koiv, and Ricky counters. And Vince, I think Vince is just like, look, I can't give up my ball here. I've got the only ball left in someone's hand. I'm not going to give it up to try to get the out on the recounter. We lost 2 players, but we're still ahead in the game. So I think right choice by Vince. I think Sean should have slowed down. Alright, so now we've got the ball advantage. Sean's taking shots. We'll take another rebound. So this is what you'll see late in tournaments in 8.5. The balls will start to get hot. They'll start to get a little sweaty. This court was turning into a swamp.
Oh, no.
So you'll see people start passing balls to try to get that one that's in the sweet spot still. So they can really get a good shot with it. To dry there. Again, Vince isn't quite ready for the pressure that Isidro puts on. So I am still on the side of Vince there. I don't think putting on that pressure is worth it. I think Isidro should have just kept playing it cool, kept the advantage, tried to grind and stay ahead. But Vince, ooh, and then that happened. So Vince is like, oh, I lost all my cover from the side, and he gets doubled and takes one across the face.
Wait, how many damn wheelers are there on this team?
Oh, I think Frankie there is wearing a wheeler.
Okay.
So I want to see this again. So this shag comes late, and this call is very obviously double Vince. You're going to see Ricky throw straight down the line and Sean throw the cross, and Vince takes one to the face. You can see it coming. Turns his face there, and he's not happy about being out there.
Like, not happy with his performance, or does he think something funny happened?
He's not happy with his team.
Oh, dear.
Happy with the last couple decisions.
Well, this was new for him, right? Like, he'd been on Doom for a very long time, hadn't he? Like, has he usually played on other teams?
This was his first season on a team not Doom since Doom had started.
Yeah, when you don't have that team, the teamwork there sort of keeps you alive and keeps you safe, so he's dealing with angles that he doesn't usually have to deal with.
Right. And so now we're in a 2-on-2 with the ball advantage on our side. Sean takes just the one right now. So again, Sean wants to make the game longer. Rainbow's, one of our big philosophies was the longer the game goes, the better it is for us. We're a catching team, we're a grinding team, we're an accurate throwing team. The more opportunities we get, the better it is for us. So put the second ball in Ricky's hands. He's the counter thrower. That throw goes at no one. And here we go, reset with 4.
Yeah, good control. Ricky pushes him back, and now you guys will get the kill shot. Oh.
Not sure what happened there. I think Ricky must have thought he hit Tyler. Let's rewind and take a look at that. So Sean gets hit on the counter. Oh, that's not far enough back.
I think Heat played this really well.
All right, here we go. Sean get hits on... no, that's it. Not it again. Here we go. All right, there we are. All right, so Sean's going to come up and get hit on the counter. He drops a block.
Oh, he drops a block. That's what happened.
I'm not sure what Ricky thought happened there.
Oh, because he stayed up too far.
Yeah, he definitely didn't get hit. He's pointing, and then when he goes down, he's pointing. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. Ricky got out. We lost the game. So now we're down.
All right.
2.
It's 3-2.
Right at the start of this game, we're going to have to switch videos. So I'll let the break run, and then we'll have to switch to the...
Right, yeah, part 2's coming up.
Well, that's running. We got a minute. Chat, do you have any questions or anything?
All right, we got a real dodgeball aficionado here. Elite.
Elite.
He's elite.
I am elite.
Did you guys do the one thing while you guys were here? Is that what happens?
Keep it brutal.
Oh, man, look at these jerseys he's got.
Yeah, the one happened here. I made the quarterfinal or the final, I think. The year before this, I made the final, and the year before that, I made the quarterfinal and the one. This year, I lost in the first round. I got caught like 3 different times.
Caught okay, so
my first round, the one matchup.
Do you want to explain what the one is for some people that might not know?
It's one-on-one dodgeball in a hallway, essentially. So
like narrow little lane.
Yeah, it's like a 5 foot wide, and then court length long, so 50 feet long. But the throw line comes to like 10 feet or something like that. So like 30 feet of the court is neutral zone. And then each person starts with a ball, and there's one ball in the middle, and each ball can only be thrown one time. Yeah, Dan, one-on-one showdown, sort of, except it's in a hallway. It's in a 5 foot wide area. And
you're surrounded by people. Every time I watch it, there's like just people everywhere. It's basically like running at each other, like a battering ram style, but with dodgeballs.
It's like Dodgeball Fight Club.
Yeah. There's like no way out. You know, you're gonna have to deal with this guy, but you really only do get 1 or 2 shots. Like, it's a really quick exchange. And what would you say is your strategy for the one? Because I've never really been able to talk to it about anyone, because it seems to me there's a lot of chance in the one. Like, so how do you do well in the one?
The main point, I think the best thing to do with the one is get to that ball in the middle. So if you can throw on the run and get a throw that slows them down or makes them block or puts them off balance, if basically the person who throws first gets to throw last, because if they get that second ball, they can keep that ball longest. So there's still a count. Both players have to throw at the same time at the first ball, and then the second ball from the middle goes after that. So if you can get to that second ball, you can guarantee yourself another throw after if you survive their throw. Which that throw is at like 10, like I was saying, it's at like 10 feet.
Yeah.
Which is almost assuredly a kill. If the game ends with all 3 balls being thrown and no kill, it just resets and you start over.
All right. I was always curious. All right, so we can get back into this one. So it's they're up 1. They're game point here. Game point.
Game point them 3-2. Game 6. All right, we're back with the advantage. They did nothing off the rush here, so they're just setting up for their first throw of the game. Cedro throws, hits Ricky in the shoulder, and we fail to get the rebound, unfortunately. So
yikes.
They're going to take another shot. Wheeler throws. Greg survives.
Nice sweep.
We sweep at that time. I'm going to say give it to Sean. Let Sean throw. Greg's wild arm fakes, and that falls into the ground. No hit. Greg jumps. Frankie hits him in the legs.
Oh, there we go.
Big
time catch.
Makes a catch. Sean blocks the cross from Vince. Here we go. I'm almost in favor of Sean taking this shot.
Yeah.
Here. You can see Tyler jumped right in front of it.
Yes, he shielded.
Yep.
Whoa, did he survive that? No, he's out.
He did, but he rolled out of bounds.
Oh, jeez.
So here we go.
All right, nice block.
This was a bad choice by Ricky. We've only got 2 balls. We're waiting for that, or not by Ricky, by Koiv. So we're waiting. Let me make sure I got the rebound right here. Or the rewind. So we're waiting. I'm trying to get this purple ball. Koiv is like, oh, I've got a chance to take this player out. He's getting too close. We're only got 2 balls. If Koiv throws that ball and we don't get it back, we only have 1 ball, and that's not where we want to be. So it actually ends up that he throws, I survive, but Koiv throws a catch to him, which is a really good catch.
Yeah.
I don't fault Koiv necessarily for throwing the catch, but even if he didn't throw the catch, throwing that ball is still not a good idea. So he throws a catch. That swings the game. I'm like, okay, well, bummer. Now they.
What are you yelling here?
I think they're trying to say I was a double and it hit me too, and I'm saying no. That's
oh, okay. All right, on game point, that's tough. That's a tough start.
And now we're in a disadvantage on the ball, so let's see here. I throw nothing. And now they're coming at us with 4.
All right, let's see how you guys survive this.
Sean stays alive on a double.
Good job.
That gives us the ball advantage back. That's huge. You can see a lot of these times that we've really come out of bad situations. It's been Sean surviving a double. And Sean gets the throw on a Cedro there. Gets him on his knees sliding and then puts it slightly behind him. They've given us that ball. A single throw at Sean. They take the burden throw, so now non-burden throw, so now we get the 4 non-burden. I throw nothing there, but we get the hard rebound back.
What an arm.
There's a like a hard cylinder at the bottom of the thing to weight it down. And if you hit that, you can get a rebound pretty
Okay, you know what I'm noticing with you guys right now? When you guys are on offense, like a clean offense, Sean gets almost all the kills he's going for. Like, he's getting a lot of these kills on offense. Like, when you guys are at the line. Was that something you guys were wanting to do? Because, I mean, I would just exploit the hell out of Sean on the line like that.
So we generally switch back and forth between Sean and I just to keep the sides moving. But yeah, I mean, both of us can have that ability to just get outs. And especially when we can set up the little 4 and it's not, like if we give the burden to Sean and they're looking at Sean,
yeah,
that's a little different situation. If we can give the no burden to Sean and they're not able to key off on him coming at them. Oh yeah, baby, look at this.
Good job, Richard.
This is amazing bait catch. We're gonna go a little back extra. So the double throw misses to the right. Ricky blocks,
big block,
fakes, drops, turns and catches. His knee pads down and he still does it.
He took that one on the knee.
Just, I want to see that again. Just look at the thought process. You can tell this is what he's planning. He looks.
Yeah, he sees.
Looks back left, sees it, blocks, turns back, puts the fake forward, and he's already turned. The guy's in the throwing motion. He's already turned. So he's already looking. Look at that. It's like perfect. Boom, right in the right shoulder.
And he kept his ball on that side of the court.
And he kept his ball. So here we go. Now we're in advantageous ball position. We're 5 players to 2.
Close.
And
close.
Okay, I guess that's ground. Sure. Yeah.
I'm sure you remember that one.
I'm sure. I'm like, yeah, ground, fine. All right, now we're trying to get a ball back from them.
Nice
Sean
block.
eventually throws when the count goes down, and he survives. Single throw at Sean. Give me the burden. Let's try to get a ball out of them here. See if they do it.
All right, good control on their part. They didn't take the bait.
Nope. And Ricky makes
Another.
catch.
Ricky's having a game of his life here.
And I mean, now it's 6-on-1, but we're still trying to get that ball.
Always trying to get that ball.
So we're gonna fake. We're gonna do the little and then.
Oh, there you go, little ankle. Allyn's taking ankles home with him. All right, how come Ricky didn't come to TOC? What the hell's his problem?
He was gonna come in 2019. Ricky
okay.
is very particular about the type of dodgeball that he plays.
Not fair. I think though, watching him play, he'd fit right in.
I think he would too. And he's done really well in our foam league, which is sort of a copy of TOC. It's like very much based after that. It's individual ball count, player count. It's fast pace, wall to wall. We just do team catches still. We do the live ball.
Dan saying Ricky looks solid.
19. Yeah, Ricky is a great leader, and he is one of the best catchers that's ever played from here. All right, game 7 off the rush. Unfortunately, we get nothing. Now they're coming with 4. Not cross, nothing there. So we're coming back with burden and 3. Look, we're still just trying to get a ball from them. So we'll probably throw. Look, they're faking. I'm faking. I'm not all the way up. Oh, I'm gonna take the cross, but I don't get anything. So I'm trying to hit that player as he's jumping, moving, get him where his foot's coming down. And they're they get
the both your mids are out.
So they did it. They threw the 2, right? That a lot of other teams will throw, and they'll get 1 player or they'll get no players. They got 2 players with it. So now that exchange for one of our players later looks a lot better. That exchange for us getting that ball and getting one of their players later for giving up 2 balls looks a lot better when you get 2 of our players to do it. So we've got 4 now. But we're down 2 players, 4-6. So for the bird in here alone, yep, he gets the out. That's good.
We got Sung in the chat. Sung, get in here.
Oh, welcome, Sung. Did we get the Sung hat thing yet?
No Sung hat redeemed yet.
Oh, come on.
Oh no, Vince takes out Allyn jumping.
So I told you earlier, what I've got to do against Vince is stay down, and I don't stay down. And you can see me, I probably pound the floor. Yep, there it is.
But Sung, this is 8.5 rubber. Oh, the big hit on a Cedro.
Big hit. Yep, they're calling it out. It's hitting ground, leg and then down. So we're staying in it. It's 3-on-4. Sean gets another big hit there. Vince is gonna throw. Ricky ducks under the throw and throws the counter in it. So Ricky gave up that ball advantage. He didn't get an out for it, unfortunately. Maybe it helped him stay alive. Goyev takes the shot. No good.
Oh no. I thought he was gonna get that sick rebound.
Frankie's throwing here. Double at Sean. Sean gets out. And Ricky throws the counter but doesn't get anyone, but we get at least we get the ball advantage back.
Sung, this is the final match, game 7.
Game 7.
Oh, Ricky's coming up huge.
Yeah, Ricky comes up huge again. We're going to watch that again. I'm going to make sure I get the right rebound here. Right rewind. All right, here we are. So, left side, there's 13 there. Left side, which is Wheeler with the headband. He's going to throw the cross at Ricky. I'm not really sure why. He throws this way early. Vince seems like he's maybe supposed to throw with him, but he blocks that, and then... I mean,
he might have threw because Ricky threw his ball to the side. Did you notice Ricky had 2 balls and he just threw one to the side?
Yeah, because Koiv threw a counter, sort of an early counter, and so Ricky pitched a ball, and then, yeah, this is just not a throw you should ever throw at Ricky. Actually, you probably should never throw that ball at any elite player.
Yeah.
Like, the best case scenario, they block it there. It's right at his chest. So he dumps his ball. So Koiv now has a ball. Ricky drops the ball he's holding, and we get the ball advantage back. But Vince is Vince, and he's able to throw. He missed it there in the skip, but he hits Ricky out. So it's 2-on-3. So big catch by Ricky. Vince makes it count by getting rid of him, but they go down to only 1 ball, I believe. Nope, they've got 2. So Koiv throws just the 1. We're trying.
Oh, they get the ambient ball back. Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Greg's not comfortable holding 2 balls.
Big block.
Greg.
This guy's Wheeler, or this guy on the left anyways, doing double splits.
Yeah. Greg and Koiv both stay alive there.
Yeah, good blocks.
They threw a double, so now they've gone down to only 1 ball. And they threw them at 2 different players, which is not the choice I would have made.
No, Sung, it is definitely the DeMello splits dodge. That's exactly what it looked like to me.
So they throw both at Tyler. He gets out, but he sort of does what he's supposed to do, which is not get one of the other players out on his team.
Ooh, take the hat off. No apology this time. Oh, Koiv coming down with one.
Yes. Big. Koiv gets the play. He gets the catch. In Elite, your fingers are part of the ball, just like in your guys'.
Oh, wow.
Koiv is saying, hey, I caught it and it hit the ball. But the chances of that are basically 0. So
that's a tough one to argue from him, yeah.
Yeah, but no one's going to believe him.
Yeah.
You see, he's like yelling around. Rah, rah. Yeah, we all understand. Calm down.
All right, so who's your boy in? Set this up for us.
So here we go. We got 2 things actually happened there. One is they had 4 and they didn't relinquish the burden. So they kept getting counted down to 0, all balls.
That's right, Green Machine, or Willie. You know exactly what happened. I couldn't even argue it. The same thing happened to me, Allyn. Game 7, grand finals. It's 2v1, and they throw 1 at me, and I manage. They throw them both, but I catch the first one on my penis, and I put my hands behind the ball like this. So I'm pinning. It was the stupidest catch ever, but my hands are behind the ball, and I caught it that way with my penis. The second ball comes in and hits the ball in front, and I'm like, I'm the only one in the whole gym who's like, well, I have a great view of this. I know this didn't hit my hands because they're behind the ball. But like even after they're like, sorry, 1-1, you got hit. I'm like, I can't even argue it. Like, what am I supposed to say? Like, no, really, I caught it with my penis. Like, sorry, just had to answer that for Willie. All right, now set us up here.
I hear ya. So I want to see this all ball situation. So
he has all the balls.
yes. So it isn't that they get counted down. He blocks that ball back over. These are the only 2 balls they have left. So they throw them both. Koiv catches the first, gets hit by the other.
And he catches Vince. Interesting.
Yeah, he catches Vince. So Frankie's the only one left. Reeve comes in. So Reeve is, like I said, if there's 2 guys on our team that are the anchors, like that final guy, it's Reeve and I, and he's got all the balls. Remember, we're looking at 20-foot throw lines.
Mm-hmm.
Not 19.5 feet.
Oh, okay. That makes a difference.
So he's like, "Where's the burden? You can't start the game yet. The burden's on.
Where the hell's the burden?
Where is it at?" And they're like, "Oh, well, maybe you're right. I guess we should look for the burden." Like, "Oh, there it is. Remember, it hit Greg in the head." Nope, that's not the one. Get it out. Why would he get it? Of course. Get out of here, Tyler.
No good? No good?
Okay, so now he comes up. All right, he's going to have to throw 3. So we talked about this. 10 seconds. He's got to get rid of 3 balls. Pay very close attention to the line. All right, first throw. Tough to say. Second throw.
Oh, man.
You can see the ref coming on the court over the line. So, man, this is heartbreaking.
Yeah, that's tough.
I don't watch this because in my mind we won. Like, I'm not delusional, but we won.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough situation. So is he a young guy, Reeve? How old?
Yeah,
how long has he been playing?
He's in his mid-20s. He started in a draft league. No one knew who he was, and I drafted him just based on his Facebook page. And then he played on our local competitive team in our league here with me and Ricky for a while. And then he played on Pizza, which was like the Northwest competitive team that Ricky and I did. And he's been playing competitively with us. He's not new. This was his second elite season. We picked him up in 2018 to add to our team when we lost the Seattle players.
I feel for him in this position because this is the first time in the entire tournament from what we've been watching where you've had all balls, right? That's any team's had all balls. And that's the most aggressive situation you can be in. It's the last guy left. Just kill him and the tournament's over. And that it represents it embodies itself with this line. And you're saying the first throw may have also been line, and you think the refs might have been like, all right, let's let it play.
He might have pretended not to see the first one. But I mean, and look at how many people, like everyone's watching. Like there's probably 40 people over there on the right side of the court. There's another 30, 40 people on the left side. Like this is the final of everything that's this Open 8.5 tournament. He takes the shot. He takes another. He kind of adjusts his foot. The ref's like, no, I have to do it. I feel bad for the ref. Like that is the worst position to be in as a ref, as someone who's refed a lot of huge games, who's like had to make calls that weren't going to be popular. Luckily, Koiv is like, okay, and he tells me, he's like, you went over the line. That's the call. We're all like in disbelief a little bit. Poor Reeve has to go through the high five line now.
Yeah, I feel for him. I've done stupid stuff like that too. Like there's
Give him a big old hug.
Yeah. That's a crazy position to be in though, especially in this version of the game where it's like you never get the go ahead to be as aggressive as you want here. Like for 2 throws at least, you can be as aggressive as you friggin' want.
Yeah.
That's tough. You don't even get to practice that a lot, you know? Like that situation is, I don't know if I've ever seen that come up in all the Elite I've ever watched.
All right, we do our chants. We chant we do 1, 2, 3. We chant the other team 4, 5, 6. Then we chant our team. And man, yeah.
And so you're saying Heat went on after this to the how many tournaments after this were there for till it was the highest one?
So round 3 happened in July. After this was in May. Round 3 was in Vegas in July, and then I think what's the second of the holidays? Labor Day in September, like early September.
That sounds right.
That was when Nationals was in Austin, and they won the 8.5 division, Open 8.5 in Austin, which was like 40 plus teams total. So we were there. We had a rough tournament there. Sean had a back injury that put us out early.
So you guys get to play in round 3 as well. Like you don't move on from here to like a upper tier tournament.
Yeah, so round 1, 2, and 3 are all entry. Every team could enter they want from that division. And then in Nationals, the top 4 teams from each region get priority seeding for the top 16 seeds at Nationals.
That's so many teams, man.
Yes, that is a big problem with that format of, especially like, you know, when you call it elite and then it's not, it is elite. It's elite rule set. Every team's playing by the same rules. But when you go to one of these tournaments, you play in maybe, 10 round robins, and then you play 3 to 4 bracket games if you make it all the way.
Mm-hmm.
And in those 10 round robins, we probably played 3 or 4 teams that were it was just like a walkthrough.
Yeah.
And I love a lot of those players and I want them to play, but I also really like the idea of elite being, an 8-team invitational or a 10-team invitational, not 16 or 20 teams.
Yeah. The idea of a walkthrough doesn't sit well, right? Like, you'd want there to be a tournament where it's like, at this point, it's just, it's contentious, like everyone has a shot. I mean, that's the ideal anyway.
So, yeah, Elite had its great successes and it had its struggles. We had a tournament in Phoenix, this most recent one I traveled to, the Shake It Off, which was like the first tournament back for the west side of the country.
Mm-hmm.
And it was 7-inch foam and no sting, unfortunately. No sting being my least favorite ball. But it was ran really well, and it was invitational. It was what they could get for players that are ready to come back. But it was, I think it was a step in the right direction for if I saw more tournaments run like that. You'll notice there was some logistical issues with this tournament. There was no nets between any of the courts.
Right.
So you notice balls from other courts ending up on the wrong court and the game stopping to throw the ball back and figure out where it came from. So like things like that are just like things that sort of need to be solved.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the best product. And I understand, like, it's not always easy to have those things, but there's some things that can be done. It was this last tournament in Phoenix was run by someone who lived there, who runs dodgeball there. So they had all the stuff necessary already there to put on a tournament, which means they don't have to travel a bunch of stuff, which is pretty expensive to travel balls and travel nets and things like that. So I don't know if there could be some kind of infrastructure set up like that where tournaments are run, where the people who live there and run dodgeball there can essentially put them on.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that means that the tournament is limited to however many teams that place can actually run a tournament that has everything that you require it to have, including nets between courts, the balls, the court sizes, things like that. Then you offer the spaces in those tournaments to the top rated teams first. You give them, a month, 3 months before you give them a month. And then you open up to open registration for the teams that remaining in the next group of higher seeds. Like something like that where you're still getting the most competitive teams you can possibly bring, but you're also putting on the highest quality tournament you can possibly put on, as far as logistically and, teams on the court.
So what's next for dodgeball? Have you guys started up playing any dodgeball in Portland, or
We have Varsity Gay League here, which is all along the West Coast. They run like LGBT and ally specific, very rec. There's some capable players that play in it, but it's very rec oriented. I try to avoid it just because they very much encourage like more competitive players to take it easy. And it's not that I necessarily don't mind that so much, but it's sort of just not as fun. It makes it less fun for me that like if I throw too hard at someone might get mad at me. Like I'm not trying to harsh their style. I understand why they're there, and I'm not generally playing for the same reason, so I just stay out of it so I don't ruffle anyone's feathers.
Well, I always figure if you're going to make the trip out there, I want it to, like, I'm coming here to play, but the thing that's kind of different is, probably for both of us and a lot of other players, is like my playing hard isn't me playing mean. It's just me playing hard. Like I'm still high-fiving and being like stoked on everyone. But I think that gets taken out of context sometimes. Yeah, if you're playing with rec league people, like, oh, he's angry. Like, no, we're having a great time here. That happens.
And I think that sometimes comes in. I know you weren't much of a competitive sports guy necessarily, like growing up, but I was.
Yeah.
I played a lot of sports. I was very competitive in a lot of things that I did. So, like, I think I tend to interpret behaviors differently than maybe some of these players who haven't been around sports as much.
Fair.
And so, like, that intensity gets looked at negatively when. There's certainly some negative things that some people do with that intensity, but even not necessarily negative things, like just being loud or, yelling, even when it's in a positive way, still
Yeah.
sometimes people tend to get rubbed the wrong way by that. And
Well, I feel like
you
dodgeball
also
still, it's kind of an entry-level sport for like a lot of rec people as well. Like, it's not like you don't need any gear. You just come into the gym. So it's like, you can imagine hockey. There's not like a rec league hockey where it's like, I got all my pads, I got my helmet, I got the stick. Like, you got to come with a bag full of gear to play hockey. Whereas here, you really can't just wander in off the street and be like, I guess I'm playing some dodgeball today. Yeah, let's go. So yeah, you get a lot of different sports people. But that's one of the things I like about dodgeball is when sports players come into dodgeball and it's like, what sport did you play before? Oh man, because then you have like a different way of playing. If you're a baseball guy or a soccer guy, soccer goaltenders play certain ways and volleyball players play certain ways. And so I like dodgeball as like a translation between like sports. But yeah, it's weird that it does come the other way as well. Like you can walk off the street and just start playing dodgeball. But the weird thing is like that's what I was. I was like a guy that didn't play sports. I took 10 years off from 15 to 25. I didn't do anything physical. The worst idea I've ever had in my life. It's kind of like I got a wallet chain. I was like, man, this thing looks sick. I'm just not gonna I can't run. I can't jump. I can't even shimmy a little too fast because it'll whip me in the hand. I was like, all right, fine. It was a big one too. Like I watched the movie Swingers. I'm like, big wallet chains are cool looking, man. So that fricked me up for 10 years. So I had to come back. I had to come crawling back 10 years from 25 to 35. That was me learning how to play sports again. So, yeah, dodgeball's it's a weird sport, but that's the only game in town you're saying right now. Hey, like,
there's also trampoline. The Sky Zone runs a trampoline on Sunday. It's far from me, and it's also no sting, which is like, again, like my least favorite ball. So I've gone to it a handful of times. Hopefully there's something on Friday nights to pick up opening up. And there's been some other rumors. The league I used to run, we may be able to do something that again, but the place we ran it at was ideal and cheap, and they've said, maybe contact them in August or September to start something in mid-fall. So that's still a little ways off.
Yeah, well, in regards to trampoline, I've been to a trampoline park with my son a couple times. I don't know how people aren't blowing their knees out playing trampoline dodgeball. That is ridiculous. Like, any sport on a trampoline is like 1,000 times more dangerous. Like,
the insurance rates those trampoline parks are high for a reason.
Yeah, no kidding.
The one we play at, their court, I think, is in a little bit of disrepair too. Like in the back corners and along the back, there's like space between the trampoline and the pads that cover the gap. And like I've jumped up and come down, and I've looked just like an inch left to where my ankle came down, and there's just a hole.
And like, this close to falling right through, just penciling through.
Right, but one of my legs would just go, just like the whole leg would go in, and I would just be like a one-legged man, which I can't imagine is good for my groin or my knee or anything like that. So I very much, I don't jump on the trampolines if I can avoid it.
Yeah.
I just drop to my knees and I stay on the pads in between the trampolines as like hard ground for throwing off of and things like that. So it is what it is. Now that unfortunately the Ultimate Dodgeball Championship and the big prize that came along with it was a 50,000 first place prize, I believe, or it was like 50,000 total, and first place got 20 or something like that. That's been gone. 2018 was the last year of that, and
I don't know, how are they raising that much money for that? That always confused me. Like, that is a lot of money.
They had a deal with ESPN, so ESPN filmed and covered the games and then would play them on late night ESPN or like ESPN The Ocho that they do once a year. So I'm sure they got a little bit of money from that. They also have parks all over the country, so all of them contribute, I'm sure, in some way. They all qualify a team, or some of them would qualify 2 teams.
That just seems very strange to me as an outsider looking in, that they would opt to go for Ultimate instead of this. Like, Elite seems like it seems more like you're on a court at the very least. Like, this isn't. I guess there is a spectacle to Ultimate. Now it makes more sense to me now. It's much more of a spectacle for random people flipping channels. Be like, that I want to watch. Those guys are flipping around. Like, all right. As I said it out loud, I understood it.
Oh man.
Well, sir. Well, we just belted out our first ever Elite. It was. If I was commentating on this, like, even when we were talking, like, oh yeah, nice block, good play, and then you're like, well, actually, he's actually in a bad position now because now he shouldn't have done that. And they're like, oh yeah, you're right. So it's very interesting. I might have to rewatch this just to see all that stuff, because I feel like there's so many layers to dodgeball and like how to play it, and you guys have approached it from like an approach that I trying to outside looking in, watching you guys play. It's unfathomable. Like I don't know where you guys come up with like your game plan, and now this is step one for a lot of people in my area to be like, watch this over and over again, find out exactly what he's saying. And yeah, I think that's I really appreciate you coming on to help us with that, and to finally break this down. And we broke down the technological barrier, so you know, if we need to do it again in the future, especially, we can definitely do that. Closing.
I can't say how much I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on. It was a lot of fun.
Well, yeah, it's nice to chat with you again, because I only used to get to see you at the classics and the foamies, and sometimes at TOC. And that, man, we got the rug was swept out from under us. You guys had such a good run at TOC. If you guys got to come back, it would have been okay. It would have been awesome, and you guys would have done so well. But I feel like everyone would have also had to do better. Like that's the thing at TOC. It just meant more good teams were coming in. And you guys would have been like now up there at the top, and there'd be more teams just funneling right up to the top. And they probably would have had to start like a third division or something. Like, all right, really, really good teams, and then like middle, like pretty good teams, and then the open division. Let's just be fair here. But yeah, it was fun to watch you guys play that, and it was fun to see. It's quite an analytical team, especially you can just watch. You did a whole show here where Allyn was saying stuff that I'd never heard of before. Like, oh, I never even would have thought to do that. And having you guys play our game, which is like, all right, now it's speed chess version of that. It's like, Jesus Christ, like we got to do this quickly now. So hopefully TOC in the future, 2021, 2022, whatever it is, I guess 2022. Hopefully that comes back, and we'll see what the heck's going on here. And I mean, we even had some of these players on the court right now that were there.
Yeah.
You know, that's well, I mean, for both teams. So that's we're building towards it. I mean, that's all I'm thinking of. That's going to be like the big series finale for me is like, all right, and now we will watch TOC from start to finish. And it's going to take 40 hours. There's a lot of film.
Yeah, no kidding. Especially with how many cameras you guys get out there between Debs and all the other people.
Yeah,
who are
Debs and
standing
Mello.
in the back corners, yeah.
Well, that's what it's building towards. All right. Thanks for joining me, everyone. Thanks for joining us here, Allyn and myself, our American Dodgeball correspondent, Allyn Thomas. Other than that, feel free to hang up on the Discord, Allyn. I will grant you've got your evening back now. I don't know if you have to go to work tomorrow or get some sleep, but appreciate you
to play Tarkov.
Playing some more Tarkov. All right. I can just imagine you disseminating Tarkov 2 with your teammates. It's like, no, I know it was a good block, but don't you dare. You got to wait. Get him to give you a ball. Like, no, you wait. I do want to play some Tarkov. I could imagine playing some Tarkov with you, and you'd be like, what the hell is this idiot doing? Like, I'm trying to shoot him mid-range. You won't know where I am, buddy. Like, no, that's not how you play, goddammit.
Map knowledge. You just gotta have map knowledge.
All right. I played Tarkov. I did actually download it. I purchased it or whatever, and I was playing it. I got killed immediately. Like, just immediately. And it was very scary. I'm like, I don't know how he saw where I was, and the sound design is so scary. I'm like, he's coming after me. They're coming at me. Yeah, that game has a steep learning curve. Steeper than Elite.
Yes, it does. Super steep.
That game, and then just don't touch that door saying that game's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, it is definitely not. I get Tarkov PTSD for sure.
I can believe it. Yeah, I played it twice. And I'm like, I don't think all right. I need to have someone usher me in. But it's filled with bots, though, right? Like, it's not just other players. It's like...
Yeah, there's scavs in every level. Sometimes there's, like, raider scavs or boss scavs. And then there's players. Depending on the map, there's a certain number of players. But you can take in a squad of up to 5, which on most of the maps is about half the players. So if you take in a big squad, the problem is, for anyone who isn't familiar with Escape from Tarkov, there's no, like, heads-up display.
Right.
Or... like player recognition. It doesn't tell you if that player is your ally. They're just a person. They look like every other person except for whatever gear they have equipped shows up different. So it could be your teammate right next to you, or if you're not paying attention, it could be a bad guy right next to you, and your teammate's like, yeah, I'm right next to you, and they're not. And then you get shot by that person right next to you, or someone comes around the corner and your teammate didn't communicate where they were, so you shoot them, and then you've shot your teammate. So and it's like very realistic damage. There's bleeding, and like you have to take meds with you, and so like if you get shot in the arm, certain bullets might make you bleed or heavy bleed, and so then you need a freaking tourniquet to stop the bleeding to your leg. You got to put a splint on, and then you got to use your Salewa to heal yourself up. Like it's just very in depth, like survival.
Well, even
looter
the thing
game.
that got me was the sound design, man. Like sound design was so good. You start in that warehouse too. I couldn't get out of the warehouse. They were just all over me the whole time. Like, all right, I'm stuck. I can't even get around the corner. This guy knows where I am, but you can hear it too. And I'm like edging forward, like, oh, be quiet, real quiet. Like, nobody, we know you're there. The sound design is too good. Like, oh, frick.
Yeah, it is a crazy game considering it's just built by a team of people in Russia and like no major money behind it.
Wow.
It's not on Steam or anything, so it's
I had to go to weird like third-party websites to get them. Like, does this? I know Allyn says he plays it. This doesn't seem right. And now give us your credit card information. Like, all right. All right. Well, you got to get going. You got to get that KD ratio up, way up. Don't touch that door. You see, you played that game on an older patch, and they have other games before Tarkov. This isn't their first. Oh man, Contract Wars. Did you ever play their older games, Allyn?
I did not. I knew of Contract Wars, but I had never played it.
The Russians, am I right? Jesus Christ. They're raised different in Russia.
I'm out of here, Matt. And chat, thanks everyone. You have a good night.
All right, you too, Allyn. Peace out, brah. All right, you rascals in chat. We're finishing up. Thanks for watching that. That's been a whole, that's a new thing for me. I mean, I've seen Elite games before. I have seen Elite games. All right, let's get the tunes here. Oh, frick. All right, well, hey, wait a second. Wait. Oh, damn, I don't have it on the screen. Fine. I was going to draw on my own face with my John Madden technology, but I don't have the technology on the screen. Probably for the best. All right, so don't touch that door. I don't know if you're watching the whole time, but we were just watching Rubber Ball Dodgeball. I played it a couple times now. The thing with Rubber, actually, the neat thing about Rubber, I'll tell you, for anyone who's left, I played Rubber a couple times. I went down to Seattle to play, just out of the blue, cold clock. Let's go down to Seattle and play some Rubber Ball. And the first time, I'm like, I can't throw this ball at all. So a year goes by, and I kept the rubber ball, and I would warm up with it in the gym sometimes because it's a way heavier ball. Trying to throw that ball, and you can't do this. I can't whip my arm like this. Wait, I can't do that with a rubber ball. I have to basically push it through. It's almost like a shot put ball because I can't curl my fingers, mainly not because of the weight, but because I can't curl my fingers. And so I would warm up with that enough that I got different finger strength in my fingers that I did not have from foam only, and it actually translated my throw in a 2-week process before TOC 2018, the TOC that we happened to win. 2 weeks before that tournament, I just had like a click in my brain. Something went off, and I was like, I tried a different grip in my hand, and I was able to throw harder and a better throw than I'd ever thrown before, and it gave me crazy confidence where I went into TOC as like a crazy thrower instead of a control player, which I was previously. And so it's neat that even something like a ball like this, muscles are different, like little tiny muscles, little teeny like things that you're doing, totally changes the way you play. And so I would encourage anyone who's a dodgeball player who may still be watching, like, you got to try as many different formats of dodgeball as you can. Play in different towns, get different angles and stuff, because it makes you a more complete player. Like me, I've been playing for 10 years, 11 years at that point, and after playing with a rubber ball for a year, just like casually throwing it against the wall and just trying to get a little better at throwing the ball, which I never really did get better at throwing that ball, but it made my other ball better. God. All right, everyone. So tomorrow, the big question. Everyone's got the big question. What's Rad playing tomorrow? I'll leave that up to you guys. I mean, I could just blast through Beard Blade again, but, you know, Beard Blade, if I beat the whole game, then it's like, well, who's gonna buy the game now? All right, so maybe I go back to Ninja Gaiden. Maybe I go back to... All right, I could do that. I could do that. So we're gonna start tomorrow just raw as frick. I don't know what the hell we're doing tomorrow. For those that are really curious, what the hell's he talking about? Wednesdays, I play through a game for a whole sitting. Sundays, we get out of control. Sunday was bananas. And this next Sunday is going to be out of control too. Holy crap, there's a lot of games I have to play. So I'll show you guys what Sunday's all about. And you might be wondering, everyone... Alright, there's my... Oh, no. Disregard. That's close enough. That's my weight set. Fred is slanging weight around. In about a month and a half time, he's going to complete his first ever bodybuilding competition, Mr. Universe. And I'm not talking Earthbound Universe. I'm talking actual Mr. Universe. Alright. So that's in conjunction with the Golden Couples. All right, so you guys might be wondering, what's the big deal with the Sunday show? First of all, how dare you? Second of all, there's the Discord. All right, everyone, I want you guys to know we have a Discord. I'm keeping track of everything. That's basically like my faux website for right now. until I make like a built-in website. So the Discord has links to every episode so far, and what the episode is of. Up Late with Rad. That's my Sunday show. Boom. It's like a faux talk show where I'll pick a month from the past. So we just did August 1999. Belted through August 1999. Played only games from August 1999. And what I do is I use GamePro magazine as just a barometer. I'll be like, all right, what does GamePro say we should be playing this month? And so I'll read it the night before. I make all the lists, and then I get all the games, and then I play all the goddamn games. We played 14 games last week. What games did we play? Hell yeah. All right, and we also listened to sick jams the entire time, all right? How dare you insinuate otherwise? All right, we played Monster Truck Madness, N64, Hot Wheels Turbo Racing, N64. Guys, 1999 was rotten with racing games. I don't remember that about the 90s. It was nothing but racing games. And we played Mortal Kombat Gold on Dreamcast. The Dreamcast is just coming out now, August 1999. Whoa. Then Fred and I acquired a demo disc for Castlevania Resurrection, which did not come out. Prototype. We have connections, all right? It's called the internet. So we played that for a bit. It clearly unfinished game, but we did it because they talked about it in the magazine. So it was all wrapping around. Now we also played NFL 2000 on Dreamcast, which is the one you'd walk by in the mall in 1999 and look at and be like, is that real football? It does look like foot. And then you get closer and be like, that is a video game. That is not real football. That was at the time. That's what we thought. We played Battle Tanks 2 on the N64. The Game Boy Resident Evil was crazy. I know. I can't believe it didn't come out. Speaking of which, we played Resident Evil on the Game Boy Color, but not the Resident Evil that was commercially available. No. Fred and I also flexed a little muscle. God, he ripped right out of his polo shirt today. It was out of control. Like Balrog. We played a Resident Evil prototype for the Game Boy Color that is literally just Resident Evil backgrounds rendered in pixels, and you walk over the screen as like a pixelated character. It's exactly Resident Evil 1 on the Game Boy Color. It's blowing my mind that no one had done that since then. It actually, they just needed to clean up a few of the graphics, sure. And then it was probably the best Game Boy Color game. Yeah, it controlled well. I was surprised they let me go around and under things. You know what I mean? All right, so why don't I help you guys out here? Oh, wait, I didn't upload it yet. All right, well, it's in the VOD. Guys, all you have to do is turn around, scoot over to the VOD, watch that episode. Watch Resident Evil at the very least. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And don't touch that door. Thanks for reminding me about that one. We also played Army Men Sarge's Heroes on N64, which is not ideal. We also did Metal Gear Solid VR missions. Hell yeah. We just belted through Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid from start to finish on the Wednesday program a few weeks ago. Took me 2 tries. The Zelda DX is a hard game to top, but man, well, Zelda DX, yeah, that's pretty good. It depends what you're into, right? I'm more or less just blown away that they pulled it off. We played Marvel vs. Capcom, Clash of Superheroes on Dreamcast. Legend was the closer. Europe only release, and it shows. All right, we also flubbed our way through Jammer Lammy. Mario Golf. Double bogey. Frick. All right, then we did Street Fighter Alpha on Game Boy Color, Vigilante 8, Second Offense on N64, and Carmageddon on Game Boy Color. A lot of Game Boy Color in 1999. It's out of my hands. It's out of my hands. So who knows what's in store for this Sunday? Be there and find out. I'm not freaking around. All right, guys, this is my club. Bought it with my life savings. It exists only in space. It's my own space station. My own space station, and all of you are invited on Sunday to scoot up here, get in that crowd, and start dancing your balls off. All right, all the Diet Pepsi caffeine free you can handle. At a certain point, you're just like, stop, man, I can't drink anymore. And now, you've reached the limit. The human limit. So I had to do a big pruning. I had to prune the hell out of my OBS. I got way too many scenes, and there was a lot of stuff that didn't need to be there anymore. Hopefully we have the smoothest. Well, let me just test it right now. Let's test the smoothness now that I'm streaming. It's pretty smooth. Let's see them one at a time. Alright, usually I could get 3 until it... Okay, 3 is the limit. And Don't Touch the Door's like, I'll join in. Frick! Alright. All right, so still 3 is the limit. I still don't understand why that would bog my machine down, but I think it's a little smoother than it was last time. We had a little bit of issues. Don't touch that door. Late last Sunday. All right, so we got 11 of your rascals left. Why don't we find someone, a delightful chap or lass, and we'll just raid their balls off. That's what I think we should do. I think that's our plan for the rest of this evening. You don't have to stick around, but you do get some rad points, rad bucks. Stick around for the raid. But now I have to find someone to raid. You know what I mean? That's the hardest part. All right, and now we become the hunter. All right, stalking our gazelle prey. It's almost like you just want to go to someone that's like, oh, no one knew. You know what? Why don't I go to just chatting, and I'll avoid all the mostly nude men and women. I want to find someone just chatting, and they have no one there. No one's joining my just chatting. Because that's the hardest thing. If you're just chatting, and you just scoot in there, and you're not like a channel that's just chatting, no one's going to see you. You're all the way at the bottom. I'm scrolling by 50 people here, and they're all Korean. Apparently Korea is in prime time right now. I gotta start learning Korean. I'm gonna be huge in Korea, guys. Huge! Oh, that guy. That guy. I like that guy. I don't know what he's saying, but he's huge. He's huge here in Korea. I've never done this before. It could be an ultimate frick fest. What the hell? Mr. Suffer is doing just chatting? Oh, no. He's got to show some more chest hair for that. All right, that's the rule, Mr. Suffer. I've never been this far down on just chatting before. Guys, you should see it. This is unbelievable. These tunes are freaking fresh. Having a fresh time with my friends. Alright, I don't have the chat open, so this gets fricked up. I don't know if you guys are saying anything. Getting hype for MGS. Alright, don't touch that door. Give me a big shout out here. Or I'll give you a official shout out, but I want to know, when's it happening? When's it happening? That's the channel. Don't Touch That Door is ready to relaunch, and he's playing on the actual PS2. Legit. It's got a 1-up on old Rad. Alright, I gotta find the funniest MFer doing a just chatting right now. And he has to have exactly as many viewers as I have. Be like, how did you find my channel? I'm just chatting and I'm way at the bottom. I know, buddy. I saw you. I heard your call. I appreciate it so much. Man, this is a scroll and a half. I should just go to a Korean guy. Be like, you and me, we're partners now. Partners, business partners. Like, I don't know what you're saying, buddy, but I'm in. It looks like some Korean lady is literally just sleeping on stream. What a weird platform this is. Either Friday or Saturday says don't touch that door. Alright, if you guys aren't there for that and you are available, then you are really whiffing it. What time exactly? Don't touch it. Just for my own. I don't even know what time you're going to stream. Chilling and chatting. Some guy in his car in Korea. Sounds like a great stream. That is Spanish. Is no one awake in Western Canada? No one is. Alright, we might have ultimately whiffed this one. Okay, the bottom of the don't or just chatting is a bit of a frick fest. What? French? We got no night owls anymore. Everyone's back to work. Everyone's back to work and old Rad's the only one staying up. You know my family crest is the sentinel sleeps not when you translate it? Why can't I sleep? Nobody. Hey, you know what? Get somewhere a little more cozy, alright? What DB tourney? Is this Chili? Am I talking to Chili here? I don't know who Welfare Willie is. I need to know. This is my shuttlecraft. Oh, Flipshot, how dare you? He's in space, god, and he's traveling at hyperspeed. Nick Malika. Oh, goddamn, Nick. You hit me one, alright? Hit me up. I don't know. I need some. I didn't know this was Nick, god damn it. A lefty gunner with a dipster. Alright. What would you suggest? I had the whole Spartans one. I watched the Spartans' first big win. What was your biggest win? Oh man, so that's why you knew about Green Machine. I caught it with my penis. Couldn't even argue it. I'm like, God. I had a great view, everyone. They're like, no, it hit his fingers. Like, well, did it now? How many people do you know catch a ball like this? No one. All right, heartbroken on that one. You had it. Mentally, I was preparing for that one for like 2 weeks before that, Nick. It was because I was playing in Carlton. You remember that gym in Vancouver that's like orange for some reason and has dark wood floor and looks like it came right out of the 70s or 60s? It should have medicine balls in the corner. I played some newbie team there, and some guy had a windmill throw. And I'd been playing on a team, comrades, with the guy that threw the windmill throw all the time, and he had a great one. So I'm like, oh, this noob thinks he's gonna hit me with his like not as good windmill throw. So I just had this confidence. I'm like, go ahead, throw that at me, buddy. And after that night, I drove home and I was like, you know, that confidence I felt, because I caught it. He threw it at me and I caught it, and I don't usually catch. I'm like, okay, that's a muscle, and I gotta flex that muscle so that I can recall it at any moment. And so I practiced just what that feeling was, and I found that if you breathe in slow like this, you can feel it right here, and you can feel it up here too. There's like this confidence. It's like literal confidence muscle just building. Yeah, I can still do it. I can still recall it. That confidence feeling. So that's during that moment. You remember when they're like, Brandon throws at Alvin, and Alvin snake charmed me, so I didn't throw. I had to block his ball, and then they call it a catch. And the sound the crowd makes, they're like, oh, because it was 2-on-1 going to now a 2-on-1 the other way around. And a lesser man would have just broken, all right? Would have broken in half. But I stood at the back wall while they're deferring. The refs are deferring. And you have a lot of time to think while you're there. And I'm like, you know what? All I'm doing while this is going on is, oh, I feel it. I feel it. Now I feel confident again. And came back in and they ground me down. But you know what? If you watch, someone had footage from the crowd in the stands. I've seen footage of like top down looking at me. And at a certain point, I literally just dropped my arms. And it's like, I didn't even go into like ready stance. I'm like, I'm just getting this one. Don't worry about it. All right. Had that kind of catch into lucky block, but also felt like I couldn't argue. Is this Vincent? Is that what I'm reading correctly? Or is it Vicent? I'm assuming this is Vincent. But it's on video and you can watch it in slow motion and you feel vindicated, especially now with HD. So when we had it filmed, Vincent, I think it was still like 480p. So I'm like, it's kind of hard to tell, but like I know I was this close to it. Clean. I can't believe it, but it's clean. I don't even know what you guys think it hit. I'm clean. Well, thanks for watching, Vincent. Did you see much of that? Did you learn a thing or two, or is that all old hat where you're from? Allyn was just opening up the Rolodex here. A little hard because I would have loved to have been able to like pause and freeze frame a lot of like the individual plays, but Allyn was great at telling us like how the court is being set up to his advantage or disadvantage. Well, I was gonna raid someone, but now I got people I know in the chat. This is my freaking shuttlecraft made out of nothing but spandex technology. Guys, we're going back to the moon, and we're doing it with spandex technology in association with balloon technology. All right, we really skipped over spandex a little too fast. It is the most futuristic fabric of all time. Of all time. All right, I watched that last match, but I've seen a bit of that round, right? You had a couple of buddies. Were you there actually yourself? I saw Mark Sweetgal there at some point. Sweet gal? He's a sweet gal. Have you gone over the international matches? WDBF International? I'm going to have to talk to Dwayne about that, the president of Dodgeball Canada. Be like, all right, what's your policy here? I want to watch these. Come on, man. Not sure I was there that round. Okay, fair enough. He doesn't even remember. He's like, I don't know. Ask the knee pads. They will know. I don't know who's in charge of who. Like that scene from Men in Black, where the guy's inside the head. The knee pads are controlling Vincent. And I wouldn't have it anywhere other way, Vincent. All right, we will still try and raid someone. I think this is hilarious to raid someone who's at the bottom of just chatting, but it could be the stupidest thing I've ever done. Symbiotic, yeah, he's like Venom. We are Venom now, and we are Vincent. Oh, you had some big plays in the 7-inch. I wish we had more 7-inch to watch. But yeah, you had some big plays playing against Hard as Foam in that wood gym. I don't remember which one that was. And there's Russians. Guys, no one in America or Canada is up right now. I don't know what the hell you guys are doing up. You're breaking all the rules. There's only Russians and Koreans up right now. And Spanish-speaking people from somewhere. Probably Spain. What the hell is going on? I feel like I need to switch over to YouTube streaming. John Rick's up. I'm freaking up. Well, that's awesome, John Rick. How is it being a papa? I saw you with the Monster Energy drink in the one picture. That'll happen the whole first week. And there, Welfare Willie's Nick Malika. Hence why I'm up. Oh, he's just still up. Baby in one hand, freaking Rockstar in the other. He's like, ah, frick. How's it been? You got a crier? You got a sleeper? Sometimes they're criers and sometimes they're sleepers. But in my experience, the baby cried, our guy cried a lot because he was hungry. He was just so damn hungry. He's honestly perfect. I felt the same way too. My wife did not feel the same way. It turns out, John Rick, whatever Akina says might not be accurate. She might actually be having a harder time than she believes. Or that she lets you, I remember, I didn't understand until well after the fact. And my wife had to tell me, like, why didn't you tell me this stuff at the time? I could have helped way more. Not that I wasn't helping at all, but I would have helped about specific stuff that was hard. And baby never cries. All right, that's perfect. Sleep and eating. That was the things that, like, this guy's gonna cry if he doesn't get enough food. When you're going off the boob only, you're gonna be a hungry kid. I don't know if you guys are doing formula, but man alive, the first time Simon had any formula, he was out. Like a true sleep. Like, that guy's sleeping his balls off right now. Now he sleeps like a champ. Dude does 11 hours every night. No fail. Never missed it. We're doing both in pumping. That's the way to go. That's what we did too. But also the mom, it's hard for the mom because they feel like they can't get away. Not that they want to, but it's like you're locked in now. Your life was different a day ago, and now you have a completely different life. You're locked into this 24/7. And sometimes they'll be like, all right, I'll take Simon and I'll go for a walk and you can get some sleep. She didn't sleep. It's a different experience for the mom. Like, she couldn't sleep. That's what I'm saying. So those whole first couple weeks, I don't know how, you're like 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in? Something like that. Those first couple weeks are the toughest ones, so it seems like you guys are going okay. Still, proud of you, man. All right, week and a half. Oh man, it seems longer from my perspective. Maybe I'm sympathetic now. Like, it's been long. Oh, you're gonna come back and just have gray hairs everywhere, like gray beard. Oh man, I've seen things. It's awesome though, man. Especially if they start. You know what you do? If you want them to play sports, get them to watch Dude Perfect when they're really young, and then they'll just think that's what you do all day. It's like, oh, you kick a ball and throw a ball. It was great for during pandemic because it's like, all right, well, everything is closed. Even the playgrounds are taped up. Like, what the hell's going on here? All right, son, here's some Dude Perfect. And then he'd be like, all right, I'm a professional trick shotter now. That's what he does all day. My first week was rough for Akina because she was in a lot of pain too. Yeah, the pain is a different thing. Like, I feel like I was just in a prison cell fight, and now I have to take care of a child, and if I don't pump, it will die. That's the feeling. Like, this is a lot to take in. Whereas I remember being like, this is great, everything's awesome. Two different perspectives. In terms of like the stress and the pressure. You know what I mean? Our guy's almost 3. Almost to threesies. I just want him to watch me play some dodgeball before I'm too old, you know? Before I'm too damn old to throw the ball. Because the first time I ever took him to a dodgeball tournament, it was a Christmas tournament before COVID, and he was crying his guts out, and I've talked to him since then. He remembers. He was like just over a year, I think. I've talked to him about that now, and like, I don't know if he's articulated it, but he thought people were trying to hurt me. Like, that's what it looks like, right? And I'm jumping out of the way, like I got different body language than he's ever seen. And I was having such a good game too. Like, oh man, I'm freaking unhittable. Like, oh, Simon's gonna love seeing this. And then he, like, oh, and I could hear him on the balcony because it was in William of Orange. But now he's like, yeah, I want to play. I want to watch you play. In fact, the one time I went and did some of those drop-ins at Surrey, and I put the knee pads on, and he was like, I want to come. And I'm like, I have to. It's just me going. And so he was like, take the knee pads off, and he was like pulling at the knee pads, like, oh, this is sad. That's a sad state of affairs. But also sometimes the tears, you just gotta let them cry it out. You're not held hostage by the tears. They will cry. Oh, there will be crying. Sometimes he'll even say to his mom, like, Mom, hug me. It's like, don't change the subject. Because, like, yes, I do want to hug you because he's very stingy with the hugs. Yes, I do want to hug you, but not while you're changing subject. All right? All right, that's enough chit chat. Good to see you again, John Rick, even if it is on text. I feel like I'm playing a text-based RPG. And my friend John Rick appeared. What the hell? All right, just give me anyone English-speaking, really. That's all I'll do. But I also don't want to pick a girl, because then you'd be like, oh, why rad? It's because she's a girl. See the politics involved? I don't care. I'm just picking anyone. Oh, you're gonna invade my stream because I'm a girl, right? No. Raid, I'm Heifer. Oh, is that your friend, right? All right, we'll go get that guy. Why the hell not? Because you're going over there anyways, and you get rad bucks for it. Actual exchange value on those, TBA. Okay, hang on to them. It's my buddy that raided. Yeah, I remember him. All right, we're going over there then. That's much better than me just randomly raiding some frickster. Okay. I like to do it on the... John Rick, are you streaming? Get streaming. Well, I guess now you probably can't stream for a while at the very least. Yeah, I'm streaming right now. My kid's in my lap, but it's fine. But even before then, camera shy. You're such a goofy guy, though. You'd be fine on stream. All right, raiding the channel. Boom. All right, he's got 15 rascals of his own. We're gonna add our rascals to his rascals, and we'll get an extra dose of rascals. All right, now I'm hitting the button. Now here's where we're going, everyone. Sunday. If anyone here that's just fricking around, or mostly people probably still sleep, Sunday. Get on over, I'm not fricking around. I know you guys thought I was fricking around, but I'm actually deadly serious. Sunday. We're gonna have a really good time, everyone. Sunday. We're gonna go see John Rick's friend, who actually raided me once, so he's a super cool dude. Confirmed. Sunday. All right, that's enough fricking around. Get over there now. Now I have to go over there. I don't even have it open. That's what I always do. I always bone it up. Now it's probably like, oh, Norn Rad is raiding you, and I'm not saying anything. Why isn't he saying anything? Because I don't have you open yet. All right. Guys, have a good night.